Let's see if this thing works. Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me? Hello, my name is Michael D. Nicola. I draw and talk nonsense on the internet a bunch of days a week. Howdy, howdy. Out of focus, in focus, out of focus, in focus. Here's the sweet spot. All right. So the music is playing. The lo-fi music is on. Let me test my music. Okay. My music is working. Now, granted, this all should have been shit that I checked beforehand, but c'est la vie. I hope you guys all are having a great Thursday so far. Don't mind me, I'm just the finishing touches. Adding some finishing touches to my stream. Okay. There you go. There that is. Excellent. Hey, KG. Hello, Kajay. Just making sure everything's works. How art thou, KG? All right, looks like we're in business. Super busy. What are you super busy with? Programming maps. Programming maps for what? Health maps? I don't know what that is. What is that? What's health maps, Precious? Oh, KG, you're so silly. Hello, Strike Boy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome back, Strike Boy. Welcome back indeed. Oh shit, oops. Definitely didn't mean to hit that button. We meet again. It's true, we meet again, Strike Boy. Strike Boy. All right, I've got way too many screens on my... I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 screens. 4, like, monitors. One of the monitors is a tablet, though. So it's, like, iffy. But now I have my iPad, an iPad mini, and my phone here. Which creates 3 additional screens. Which is... I guess, if you're saying screen-wise, how many screens I'm looking at right now. And if you count smartphones and tablets, brings the number up to 7. That's a lot. That's too many. That's too fucking many. I've hit a threshold. How's your Thursday going? So far, so good. I actually just watched the Dude, I just watched Loki, like right before stream, because my yesterday was really fucking busy. My yesterday was way busier. I hate a busy day. I hate a busy day. I like a lazy day. I like a lazy, slow, sloth-like day. I hate a day when I gotta do stuff. Doing stuff isn't my thing. Not doing stuff, that's more my speed. Hey, Kenji. Damn it, I forgot to watch Loki. Dude, I'll be honest. First off, I love the second episode of Loki. We're going to talk more about it tomorrow's podcast. For those of you who don't know, we do a podcast here every Friday. We do well, what we do is we kind of wrap up the weekend, like what happened in comic books, manga, any anime news, general nerd stuff, movie stuff. We do like a weekend wrap up. It literally said one viewer, and I was legitimately scared. Oh no, is there only one person watching me? It's just you and me, Black. Hey, Blaze. Just the two of us. Hey, Barty boy. Bart, how was your day, dude? Tell me. Dude, give me... Bart, I look forward to our medicine with Bard. The daily medical Bard breakdown. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put my pants on. Guys, I've been here. Not my dick has not been out. I've had my shorts on, but you know Mr. Rogers would change his outfit? There we go. Now I've got my hair and pants on. You know Mr. Rogers would change his outfit, right? He'd like have his house outfit. I'm changing to my stream. These are my streaming pants. These streaming pants that keep me spry. You can't see. You're just gonna have to imagine. You just got to imagine. No, I was wearing these very comfy gym shorts, but I've switched to my hair and pants to keep it more profesh. Not that anybody could see my fucking legs. My brain is just weird like that. Boring. Just pediatrics today. Oh, kitties, dude. You got to heal some kids today, Bard? I'm here. I was watching the stream from my phone when I had the laptop next to me. Oh, that's so funny, dude. I actually have here. I'm watching the stream on my phone too. See, I'm like looking at your messages and whatnot on my phone, and then I'm also looking at it on my tablet. Gotta stay comfy, keep the good vibes. Agreed. I'm not going to sleep. Blaze, what time is it? What time is it where everyone's at? Black is in Eastern Europe, dude, so it's got to be like, what, 5-6 hours ahead? So was it around 1 o'clock in the morning for you, your time? 1:30? Yeah, no, to go back to talking about, it's 2:38. Wait, Blaze and Black, are you guys in the same fucking place? Are you guys buddies? Dude, this morning I went to... You know when I went to bed? Guys, anyway, here, chat, take a guess as to what time I went to sleep this morning. Go on now, guess. 7, 5. Fair guesses. Those usually my bedtime. 7 is honestly, normally 7's a little pushing it. 5 or 6 is generally, sometimes 4 if I'm a good boy. 10 a.m. Bingo, dude. I was working on stuff and I fucking lost track of time, and the sun being up doesn't usually throw me off. Well, like whatever, the sun's up. And then yeah, no. And then I looked at a clock and it was like 10:30. I was like, holy shit. Holy shit. So then, of course, I woke up at like 4 in the afternoon. I'm not going to sleep tonight because I got an exam at 9. What kind of exam, Blas? And Blas, where are you from, dude? Where are you from that it's 2:38 where you are? Obviously somewhere in Europe, I'm assuming. Blaze lorded, Blas lorded. Gonna do some programming. Yeah, no. Also, I'm gonna try to. I've got to go to sleep early because I want to do tomorrow's podcast. Maybe early afternoon Eastern time, because come around like 6 or 7, I've got to leave. I got to go to a wedding. Tell us your location. Central Europe, Slovenia. Dude, I know a very attractive Slovenian woman. She scares me a little bit, dude. Dude, some Eastern European men. You're Eastern European women, man. I found they're either like super adorable and weird, or they're scary. He's right next to us, says Bleck. How's she scary? I'm Hungarian. How's she scary? She's just like, she seems like really, has you by the balls? She might. She doesn't have me by the balls, but like if you were to date her, I bet she would. She's just like super, she seems super assertive. She knows what she wants. She's not afraid to go after it. She just seems really fucking like, I think that's what it is. It's the assertiveness. Dude, why was that last episode of Loki so slow? I loved it, dude. Are you kidding me, man? I just finished it, dude, and I was fucking riveted, man. I could not look away from the screen. Well, here's the thing. Lord. When it comes to a woman like that, a super confident, assertive, take charge kind of lady, it's both it's a very attractive quality, but it's my own personal bias because the run-ins that I've had with women like that, some women like that rather, they can be well, argumentative assholes. What show are we talking about? School's over now. I can watch shows finally. We're talking about the second episode of the first season of Loki. The last third was good, but the start of the episode dragged its heels. You know what it is, man? I am so captivated by the sci-fi elements of it, and I could have sworn I heard a Rick and Morty. Hang on. I could have sworn I heard a Rick and Morty Easter egg being said in the episode. No spoilers, I haven't watched it yet. All right, no spoilers. The last third was good, but the start of the episode dragged its heels. I'll be honest, man. I'll be honest, dude. I did not feel the same. I was watching and I found myself very invested. At no point during my watch of it did I feel like I was waiting for so you know, like I was like listen, man, there were episodes of the Falcon Winter Soldier and WandaVision where I was like, oh boy, oh brother. But I don't know, man. Maybe it's because I'm a sucker for time travel. I'm a sucker for science fiction. Yeah, whenever they were talking and doing stuff, I was super engaged. You sure wasn't rigor mortis. Hello, Abigail. Abigail, how are you? I am too, dude, but I wasn't captivated till they went into the megastore. See, I was, dude, starting off in the Ren Fair, I couldn't wait to see what happened. From the Ren Fair, Loki exploring around the TVA, trying to get his hands in things. Loki trying to trick them. Mobius's interactions with that woman who seems to be running the TVA, and piecing together that Mobius has not met the timekeepers. Even the kidnapping of that one hunter, it's all very, you know what it is? It feels like a puzzle. It feels like a puzzle, and because it's Marvel, I'm constantly trying to figure out what those puzzle pieces mean. So my attention is fixated on that. I'm waiting to see like what kind of Easter eggs they'll drop. I'm trying to wait to see like if we'll get any clues as to if Kang is behind the TVA. You know, even like them figuring out, even Loki, like, you know, not to spoil it, but you know, Loki figures something out. And his clues, the way he hunted that down, you know, the way he's like, he became a detective, you know, to their time jump, to you know, certain prehistoric or historic events. I thought it was fascinating. That was the one thing that seemed worrying to some people, that they'll pull a rug under our feet again, and the Time Lords are Sharon Carter. I think the Timekeepers or the Time Lords, whatever you want to call them, I think they're evil. I think it's a Wizard of Oz type thing. They are definitely going to pull the rug out from underneath us. I just don't know how or where. You know, it's weird. You know it's coming. You know it's coming, you just don't know in what form it's going to come. And by the way, I mean, let's be honest here. We saw what happened at the end of episode 2. We saw exactly what happened at the end of episode 2. It is only a matter of time before whatever happens in this series leads up to Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. So we know, just based on what's going to happen in Spider-Man as well, with Spider-Man and dealing with what's up, Barry Allen? Yeah, we know it's only a matter of time before the multiverse breaks into a million pieces. Like, we know that that's where they're going. And we know that the TVA is there to stop that. So at some point, I'm assuming during this season, we're going to see some kind of crazy shit break down. At least that's my hope. And I think that's going to lead into Spider-Man. I think this is just conjecture. This is just, you know, speculation. This is going to lead into Spider-Man. This is going to lead into Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. This is going to really... Dude, even Kang the Conqueror is said to be showing up in Ant-Man 3 Quantumania. I think it all ties together. Those are my thoughts. Also, I couldn't help but notice that they keep referring to these Nexus events existing outside of time. And when we were watching WandaVision, Did they not call her a Nexus being or at some point? But isn't that what we saw potentially? Right. It hasn't fully happened yet, though. I wouldn't be surprised if the TVA... I wouldn't be surprised if if the TVA fixes that. I don't know, though. Anyone else getting art tutorials from hentai galleries? Wait, hentai galleries give you art tutorials? Yes, Agatha calls Wanda a Nexus being. You got whole books of hentai scanned. You know what? I used to see fully scanned art books on 4chan. There were 4chan forums, threads, you know, whatever you call them there. Even how to draw Transformers. No shit. Well, good for you learning how to draw hentai from the internet. What do you guys think of the Loki series so far? Because just with these first 2 episodes out, for me, I'm already more into it than the WandaVision show or Falcon and Winter Soldier. Mono, you didn't watch yesterday's episode? I haven't caught any of it yet. I like for the second episode we have. I'm excited to see how episode 3 plays out. The 2 episodes combined are better than the Falcon and the WandaVision. It's good. I think it's good. But, you know, listen. You never know, right? Shows start off strong. You know, they flop. Like there was even an Andrew Loomis book. No shit. MoMA, go watch the new episode. Yeah, no, Barry Allen, I'm with you, dude. I think the rest of the show is gonna be good. I think. You never know, though. I mean, like, again, like we saw WandaVision, to me, the ending fell apart. Oh, the probably gonna talk about this more tomorrow, but the Black Widow the Black Widow movie reviews came out. They sent a whole bunch of critics. They sent the critics out the screeners, and now the review embargo has been lifted, so now all the reviews are coming in for Black Widow. And I'll be honest, man, they're mixed reviews. They are mixed reviews. People are saying that this should have been released before Endgame, like somewhere between Endgame and Infinity War. People are saying that it probably should have been released instead of Captain Marvel. This way, the Black Widow sacrifice would have meant so much more. Some people are saying it feels with current Marvel television, the movie feels like it doesn't fit. The movie feels like, I think one critic said this movie feels like a step backward for Marvel. It's ultimately my worry is the slow in places, then cram close to the end, and it loses face a bit. Other than that, I hope it ends strongly. I'll be honest, man. I like the pace. I think the pace is fine. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I think the pace was shit. The last 10-15 years has been oversaturated in general, and there have been a lot of botched live-action interpretations of comics. There's been some shit out there. I will say that Marvel, I will say the MCU has overwhelmingly done better at it than any other company. And Marvel's flops, what's up, Shan? And Marvel's flops are few and far between. Like, there were probably like, of like the 20 plus movies that they've made, there are probably a handful that are just like, no. You know, like your Thor 2s, your Incredible Hulks, your Captain Marvels, you know. But at the very least for Marvel, they aim to make an entertaining movie, right? So like at the for the most part, even your forgettable ones, right? So like at the bottom, you've got like at least one Thor movie at the bottom, the Hulk movie for sure. Maybe Iron Man 2 at the bottom there. But then for those, you gotta like a lot of like, oh, that movie was okay. That movie was fun, but you know, forgettable. You know, the Ant-Man movies. You know, actually, I would actually put Black Panther towards the middle. The Black Panther movie was okay. Marvel's meh films pale in comparison to literally everything out of DC for the past decade and a half, bar Man of Steel and the Nolan Batman films. Right. So when you put those two together, what's up, Kabong? What's up, sweet Kabong? Yeah, when you put those two together, dude, especially, man, Batman v Superman, dude. Batman v Superman, it's almost insulting that they would dare put that out. I've always thought DC had more to it, and that's not just because of Batman, but they seem to go for more semblance of believability. I mean, I love the Nolan films. Personally, I love I love the Nolan films. I think they're incredible. But, and of course, dude, let's not. You also forgot, Frankie. You also forgot about the Joker movie, man. The Academy Award-winning Joker movie. So like, there's stuff to work with, man, in the DC universe, man. The first Wonder Woman movie. I mean, yeah, the end of it kind of sucked a little bit, but you haven't seen it yet. Jesus, dude. You know, DC, to your point, Barry. To your point, Barry, the DCEU could have been so much better than what we got. The DCEU could have rivaled Marvel. Perhaps even beaten Marvel if it was handled correctly. If it was placed in the right hands and their universe had any kind of semblance of cohesion or leadership or direction, then yes, we'd be living in a world, an alternate universe, maybe. A branch of the timeline. where DC movies were good and, you know, gave Marvel a run for their money, which, by the way, again, competition, I think competition only benefits us, the consumer. DCEU can't and cannot figure out how to do third acts. Crazy of how all their movies fall apart. DCEU could only have done that if they threw $1 billion at Nolan. I don't even know, I'll be honest, I don't even know if Nolan was up to the task, man. I don't know if no, don't get me wrong. I think Nolan is an incredible, legendary filmmaker, man. I think that guy's amazing. And now I've yet to see Tenet. I haven't seen Tenet yet. I haven't seen Dunkirk yet. But all of his other movies that I've watched, love them. Hey, what's up, Gore? Wish the X-Men universe had been better developed, maybe with Nolan on board. I don't think Nolan would ever want to run a shared uni like that. Well, you know what it is, man? Nolan is he's an artist, dude. He's an artist. He's an auteur, you know? Like, he's the dude who's like, I'm going to film this in IMAX, you know, I'm going to film this on film. Movies belong in the cinemas only. He's very craft-minded. He's almost like maybe like a Tarantino in that sense. Just kind of an old school filmmaker where like they really bring out the artistry in it. Where it's like, let's be honest, man, that's not... Marvel's like popcorn shit. I mean, don't get me wrong, man, I love it. But you know, let's be honest. You know, it's fun. Personally, I think maybe Nolan was looking for the check. You know, I think Nolan was maybe looking for the check. The notoriety, and then because after he did the Batman stuff, he was able to do Inception, and I don't know if it was Dunkirk or Tenet or what, but like those movies earned him the cred to kind of do whatever he wanted. I walked out of Tenet. Did you really walk out of Tenet? Marvel's good popcorn, but DC is grittier and overall a better universe. Well, at least it could have been. Yo, I pre-ordered tickets, man. Opening night, dude. Opening night, Black Widow. I'm going. What's up, Evo?
This is the best pussy I've ever tasted.
You had people like Will Eisner, amazing storyline forgotten, and to stand. Wait. You had people like Will Eisner's amazing story and line style forgotten to Stan's team of popcorn selling comics. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what Marvel has been, but not lately in the comic books, man, because these days nobody's looking to buy a Marvel comic. But back in the day, Evo, how are you, buddy? Fantastic Four can suck an egg. Oh my god, dude. Fantastic Four, man. Oof. Fantastic Four, the X-Men. God. What a nightmare. Yeah, no, man. DC could have been really something special, man. DC could have been an answer to Marvel's popcorn films, and really, DC could have really challenged Marvel to make their product better. You know, listen, their product's still good, but there's always room for improvement. but you know, not anymore. Gods, the design on the Trank Fan 4. Ugh, dude. Fan 4 stick, man? Why? Why would they do that? But Warner Brothers ruined DC stuff. Warner Brothers and AT&T, and now DC is now going to be in the hands of who the fuck did they merge with? Discovery. It's gonna be Warner Discovery is who's where DC, and every time DC is bought and changes hands, it seems like it gets a little bit worse. Could be worse, dude. Could be fucking CBS butchering Star Trek. Now, the CBS, I actually watched like an hour-long kind of breakdown about the CBS Paramount merger, unmerger, breakup. Dude, it is a fucking mess. For any of you Star Trek nerds out there, if you're wondering like why Star Trek Discovery is like, it sort of looks like old Star Trek, but not at all. Like, you've got Captain Picard, but he doesn't seem anything like the Captain Picard that you knew. You know, like they have the Enterprise, but Spock looks different. Like the Enterprise ship itself looks different. It doesn't even look like the J.J. Abrams first stuff. There is a reason for that. The reason for that is because Paramount and CBS were owned by the same parent company, and the companies split. So then CBS had to buy its own like rights. Oh my god, dude. The CBS, which is I believe still, oh my god, dude. I don't know, man. The companies were split. CBS had to like buy the rights to do Star Trek back from Paramount, who still owned the rights. Or was it Viacom and Paramount? Was it CBS, Viacom, and Paramount? They split. It was whatever, dude. It's a business nightmare. Because the two companies were one, and then they split up, and now I think they just remerged after all this time. Dude, I think Les Moonves was in charge, and then and he hated Star Trek, so he canceled it, and then there was another dude running the head of Viacom who like didn't give a shit. Anyway, a huge legal nightmare for Star Trek. So that when CBS was like, okay, we're doing another Star Trek show on CBS All Access, we're gonna buy these rights from you. Paramount's like, sure, you can, but you can't. All the stuff that happened before the breakup, you know, from like, think about it, from like before J.J. Abrams did anything. All that old school Trek that you know from the TV shows, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, The Next Generation, the original series, all that stuff, untouchable. You can't touch it, you can't fuck with it, you can't change it, you can't do anything to it. So what CBS had to do is they came to agreement that all the CBS shows like Discovery and Picard and all that, they're able to do their own version of Trek, but it has to be, I think it was like 25 to 30% different from the original series in order to stay out of legal trouble. So it's a fucking nightmare, dude. So when you're watching Picard and you're like, why does all this seem weird, dude? Why does this seem different? Why does it seem like I'm watching an alternate universe Picard? Because technically you are. Because technically they couldn't really give you The Next Generation or show you any clips from the show or do any of that because they didn't own it. And it wasn't what they were doing. But they didn't tell fans that. So fans think like, oh, we're watching Picard, but like this is supposed to be like the continuation of The Next Generation, but it's not, because they legally can't, because they don't own it, even though they were once part of the same company at the time. So it's a fucking nightmare. Nothing good will last. I think the famous line goes, the idea has become the institution. Therein lies the problem. Even now you have to go to big companies for funding / exposure, and the story is subject to scrutiny from big wig execs that are looking at it from a profitability point of view. Yes, it's why so to make Logan, Hugh Jackman had to take a giant pay cut. I think he had to take a giant pay cut and take the hit because he wanted to make it rated R, and he wanted to do all kinds of things with it, and he wanted to kill Logan. What else? Oh, to do the Joker. To do the Joker. The film was only given like 50 million to make the film. Which again, you might be like 50 million, that's a ton of money, but like, you know, but guys, we know how much comic book movies cost these days. Or at least how much they're, you know, even Deadpool I think cost like 50 mil to make too. So like you've got to fight for that little bit of scraps, because they're not gonna, because anything more than a certain amount of money, that's when you get executives come in there and they're like, this is our investment, we're giving you all this money, we get to tell you what you do now. And the audience, you know, the audience wants this, or this is testing well with these groups of people, so you need this. Yeah, because if you're a Star Trek like me, it was noticed that they had to change a percentage of the visuals on Enterprise to Discovery because of legal shit. That's yes, exactly what I said. There, let's see. Discovery is not 20, 30 years later, dude. It's set 10 years before Captain Kirk. Right. So it doesn't make much sense, right? Hey, thank you, Larry. Very sweet. Thank you for being so generous, Larry. I love the artwork in the Zoids comic from the 80s. Had kind of Aliens vibes. Yeah, no, but Barry Allen, you're right, dude. Because
subs,
what the heck? Frankie Lynch paying it forward.
I'm committing to a stream schedule.
Frankie Lynch paying it forward to the beautiful.
You're fucking a white male. You're a white man.
You're a white man. Thank you for paying it forward, Frankie. There you go. Queef it up. God, man. But in this day and age, dude, with all like the legal stuff and everything else, you have to wonder how anything gets made, anything good gets made. Hey Shannon, how are you? You guys missed it. We were talking about the Loki series, which I love, by the way. I've heard that. And then there's the Comics Code Authority that was really the first stab into the freedom of the comic book artists. Well, on the bright side, we do live in this age where we've got Kickstarters and Indiegogos and Patreon and Subscribestar and all these other places for artists to go. Well, specifically comic book creators, right? To go and kind of do their own thing. Oh, Shannon says, I've been here a while, listening while I work. Thank you. Well, thank you, Shannon. I appreciate that. They've been censoring people's comic stories since the 1950s. Good. I've been here for a while, listening while I work. This is very true. Keith says, we also got hookers and blow. What do you mean we? Keith, what are you in Vegas right now? Hey, I've got a question for you guys. So, like, listen, you know I'm a giant nerd, right? I mean, I feel like that goes without saying, right? I just spent the first 45 minutes of the show deep diving into comic book lore and nerddom and all that shit, right? With you all, of course, my fellow nerds. Hello, fellow nerds. How do you do, fellow nerds? Now, luckily, I have a very accepting lady who appreciates the fact that I've got a giant replica of the second iteration of Captain America's shield. Thank you, Eric Canetti, wherever you are. On the floor there, I've got a replica of Mjolnir. And if you look around my walls, and you know, I've got a Dr. Manhattan statue, I've got cyberpunk stuff, Doctor Who stuff. I've got Greg Capullo figures of the Red Hood as well as his iteration of Mr. Freeze, as well as countless other things, man. You know, I mean, like you can't throw a piece of.
I didn't know you were so horny and beautiful under your panties.
You can't throw something in this room and not hit some kind of nerd paraphernalia, right? Or comic book or whatever. Now, how hard is it to be on like a dating app and find a woman that's going to put up with that? Like, I'm trying to, because again, I have not been on the dating scene in a very, very, very long time. So like, what's like, any of you like guys or any of you guys like single out there who, and like any of you like outwardly nerds? These days, you never know. That Naruto sound gets me every time. I think I'm nerdy, but I don't participate in fandom, and that is some of the difference. It just doesn't happen as far as I can tell. Like what's the move, man? Like if you were to go out, like let's say you go out to, like, first off, where do you even find somebody? I haven't dated, I'm 20 years old. We're talking like a unicorn with a shamrock, and it's ass hard to find. Damn, Barry. God damn, Barry. I'm going to take a hardcore guess that you are drawing an assassin. No. Well, actually, I'm just drawing a stick figure right now. Consider this little doodler just a warm up. But no, not an assassin, not quite. I had one person tell me she went on a date with a guy and went to use the restroom, and there were shelves and shelves full of action figures. That's probably not a good move. Well, I feel like it has to be nice. Like, but even then, right? So like eventually what I want to do is I want to replace one of my shelves back here. It's kind of hard for you guys to see. Hang on, maybe I'll show you. Is it actually hard to find nerdy girls? I feel like they aren't that rare. Bellatrix, why are you not on voice chat? Well, Bellatrix is actually a handsome, nerdy woman. All my sisters are nerds. Bella's sexy. Oh, Mona's also a nerdy woman. Mona, do you want to get on voice chat? And let me see. Let me catch up with the chat. If that's what you're into, do you even want to bother with a woman who isn't okay with it? He's drawing My Little Pony. Like, obviously, don't hide your nerdiness or you're being fake, but you don't want to just bombard her with Lord of the Rings lore. Speaking of nerd lore, Bellatrix is a huge giant fucking Lord of the Rings nerd. Momo's calling Bella a sexy nerd. Momo doesn't want to get on voice chat. Mo, how come you stopped getting on voice chat, dude? Is it because you're worried you're gonna have a panic attack and start crying like you did on your work voice chat the other day? What sucks now is it seems to be harder to find real nerdy girls due to a nerd, quote unquote nerd now being a socially acceptable thing. Can you call her a nerd even though the only thing she cares about is Lord of the Rings? Maybe not. Maybe Belle isn't a nerd. Maybe she's just a Lord of the Rings person, whatever you call them. Momo says, wait, Momo, you being on voice chat causes more problems than you care to deal with. Wait, why? What happens when you get on voice chat? I disagree. You do want to bombard her with the lore. That's how you find out if she's worth your time. You should give her. You should start quoting like Captain America, like right out of the gate. If she doesn't know who Colonel Ironhand Straken is, she's a basic. Miss me with that pumpkin spice bullshit. All right, here we go. Here we go. It's the desk. It's the desk with all of my paraphernalia on it. But if you look around the room, there's Mjolnir. It's all nerd shit, and there's some art stuff over there. But you know, like on that cubby alone. All right, first off, at the top, you've got Rick and Morty. You've got Sir Patrick Stewart. That's a Spider-Man. Deadpool, more Spider-Man. Doctor Who, Adventure Time, Destiny. Ugly doll stuff. Some Ashley Wood figurines, and then here you just got like comic books, more comic books, cyberpunk stuff. My fucking samurai art. My fucking samurai art poster fell, but up there you've got like I said, Greg Capullo figures. I think some Game of Thrones figure. There's a Gwenpool statue there. I think there's some Harry Potter pop art there, as well as some Batman pop funks. That's another Doctor Who figure. Yeah, that's the Red Hood. Oh, there's also K2SO. Those are two K2SO Black Edition figurines. I guess what I'm saying is, you know, it's you know, it's not the it can be a lot.
Saying you're a nerd.
I'm not like saying it to like, hey, look how nerdy I am, but like, you know, let's be honest, dude.
Look at this butthole.
I'm not exactly not saying I'm a nerd, man. Like, I could just imagine Michael shouting, "This is America's ass," at her. I'm pretty sure I've heard Belle talk about more than Lord of the Rings.
I do. I'm not like a hardcore nerd, you know, but you know, I feel like I'm a little bit at least.
If you're going after a girl just because she's nerdy, you might not be searching properly. In my opinion, people can be different, have different interests, as well as getting along really well. I guess my point is, let's say she's not a nerd, right? Or even a fake nerd, because that's a thing too, right? Especially like, I've definitely met girls who seem to, you know, like I don't want to say it's trendy, but it is more acceptable now than it's ever been. And with the paired with the ubiquity of
Bang, bang, you're the best.
Hey, Rumpadump, thank you. Paired with the ubiquity of, you know, the MCU and, you know, whatever else. I feel like it'd be easy to someone be like, oh yeah, I'm a giant dork. It's like, oh well, I liked Avengers Endgame and Infinity War. Or I liked a few of the Harry Potter movies or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I wonder though, man. I do wonder. Like, would it be weird if you brought a girl home and like she was just like a normal girl you met somewhere? What's up, Seki? Let's say you met a normal girl out at the fucking wherever people meet each other. Where do humans meet each other? Coffee shops? Bookstores? The laundromat? Wherever the fuck wherever your meet cute was. See, the internet is different though. So like, unless you're meeting with somebody on Tinder. So like, all right, let's say you match somebody on Tinder and you don't have any photos of your nerd shit up, right? There's no photos of you holding Mjolnir or Captain America's shield. When do you drop that, oh hey, by the way, I love nerd shit? Like, a lot. You know, like, hey, I'm going to...
It depends on how nerdy you are. Like, my sister is a giant nerd, and that's like the first thing she would say to you.
What kind of nerd, though?
I think she scares people. She's a weeb.
Ah.
Giant weeb.
So all right, so to even like get your sister out on a date, you'd probably already have to be into that stuff.
You'd have to talk about weeb, yeah. Like, if you did not know stuff about weebdom, she probably would not be interested in talking to you.
Where do humans meet each other? That hit deep. Grocery stores, churches, book clubs. Nobody meets up at the coffee shop, says Evo. Oh, it's funny because that's a joke because Momo wants to hang out with Evo and Evo doesn't want to hang out with Momo. And Momo doesn't want to get on voice because she says it causes problems, which is weird. Belle, do you being on voice chat cause problems for you?
Not for me. I mean, probably I'm a deviant, so sometimes I think I derail the conversation, but
No, never.
I don't have any problem.
Listen, if the conversation is being derailed, that's because it was meant to. It was meant to be derailed, man.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I think it's a fun bonding experience to introduce someone to your personal interests, even if they aren't interested in the same things as you are. It's a good way to expand your personal interests or knowledge of things. I respect someone more for sticking to whatever it is they like because they like it, not a swayed opinion based off of popular culture's acceptance. I think trying to find someone based on their nerdiness is silly. Belle has to get in the lobby so Mike can pee at some point. Listen, I pee without people being here.
That's true.
The first time you are about to make love or whatever, you just throw on the Captain America costume. Simple as that. With your dick out, right? You just pull your dick out of the pants, but you leave everything else on. If I burst into the voice chat, does that cause problems? Does it? Not for me. I love hearing your voice, Frankie.
Yeah, it turns too many people on, Frankie. It is a problem.
But you pee every time she's in here. Maybe Belle has an effect on my bladder.
Mm-hmm.
Belle's voice massages my bladder, is what it is. Also, if I see a cute girl on the bus, what do I do? Get comfy with the idea of never seeing them again? Yeah, pretty much, dude. I've never struck up a conversation with a stranger on
Really? You've never just struck up a conversation with somebody random?
Nah, dude, not on fucking New York City public transit, dude. Nobody's looking for that, man.
No, that's fair. It is New York.
Yeah, dude. It's headphones on, eyes down.
Fair enough.
I need my partner to beat Dark Souls first. Like, you know how I posted some real nerdy shit on my profile? You posted, like, from what I remember, your OkCupid profile looking like, it was, I feel like you posted some computer stuff, you know? Like, I don't know, you made like a motherboard pun or something like that. Guys give me the most retarded shit to show how nerdy they are, and I'm like, dude, I don't care about you doing that stupid notice me senpai dance. What are they saying and doing? Right, but Mona, I think by you putting that in your profile, that you've clearly, because your profile can only be so your profile can only be so long. You have to be very selective of what you choose to put there for people, and by you placing it in your profile, I'm assuming that they've made the assumption that this is a high priority for you, whatever that nerddom computer tech stuff that you dropped in your profile is. So they read that and they're like, oh, okay, this is she's this type of person. She's put this in her profile. Okay. I know a couple of female streamers who beat Dark Souls and Bloodborne. It would be my luck being friendly with a stranger who's secretly the next big serial killer. You make it sound like it's like a reality competition. Like it's America's Got Talent, but it's for serial killers.
Next big serial killer.
America's next big serial killer.
Oh my god.
Mona on OkCupid, says Banzi. You could see people fucking raw dog in New York City public transit, and the social protocol is just pretend you don't see it. It is. That is a social protocol. For most things in New York.
Bang, you're the best.
Hey, Sir Pose. Is that Frankie?
Maybe.
Frankie.
Maybe.
Hi,
Hey,
Frankie.
dude, do I put too much?
Hello.
Do I put too much Scottish when I say your name?
You don't put any Scottish in my name.
I thought I was going hardcore Shrek on your name.
You just go, Frankie.
Yes. That's how your people sound to my ears. Yes. What's up, Cartoon UK? I love BMO. I don't know why I hadn't followed yet. Well, thank you for following now. Barry Allen says, well, off to do some chores. Always a pleasure watching your live stream. Thank you, Barry Allen. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Appreciate everybody on Twitch and everybody on YouTube. I appreciate you both.
It was me, Barry.
It was me, Barry.
NYC public transit worries me these days. So much violence. Yeah, no, dude. I feel like it's gotten way more. I feel like New York City violence is way up
Evo,
over the
you're a
last few
fucking
years.
asshole. Evo, you fucking asshole.
You could probably Google New York City violence on the rise, and I'm assuming you'll find some data on that. I put up pick up me being a nerd at the museum in Discord. Michael, I'm trying to learn how to draw. I've gotten a tablet in front of me. What do I do? What kind of tablet? What kind of program? What are you trying to draw? Let's see what Evo
I
posted.
didn't know you were so horny and beautiful under your panties.
French President Macron gets slapped in the face during a meet and greet?
What?
Oh, have you not seen that yet? It's pretty
No, that's hilarious.
Who slapped them?
funny. Some random dude.
Any reason why?
Because he like goes like Macron like reaches out to like shake his hand and then just slaps him in the face.
Oh my god.
Excellent. Love to see it. He got slapped like a fucking punk. He's a president of France. He's a president of France. That's reason enough. There are more people on the world than ever, yet most feel alone with all the social technology available. To the 62 Lefty Blues says, Photoshop, XP Pen, with screen, anime cartoon style characters. That... Okay, Photoshop, yes. Bulky program, but yes. XP Pen, I've heard good things. An affordable version of a Wacom. I have a Y on myself. Anime cartoon style character. Now it's gonna be tough, man. Especially if you're new. Because anime is so stylized. Anime is such a stylized means of drawing. The problem with anime slash a cartoony style, whatever it might be, it gives the illusory glance that it's easy to do. You see a handful of lines because the style is so minimal. You see a handful of lines and you think, okay, not so bad, but couldn't be further from the truth, because how they got to those minimal lines is, well, by knowing all the same stuff that all art people have to know to begin with. All they've done is they've figured out how to draw anatomy and composition and all that stuff, and they've just whittled it down to its most minimalist while still giving a certain amount of data to the user. So, I'll be honest, if you want to get better at it, I think you're gonna have to get your practice in, your anatomy practice. Start there, and then
Fundamentals.
once you got your fundamentals down, thanks, Bill, then I'd worry about mimicking a style. Technology has made us more isolated in a sense. I believe he challenged Macron to a duel. More people online dating and not being introduced by friends and acquaintances. Keith is going to bed. It's 9:30. Keith is basically telling us that he's a bitch and he's weak, which we already knew because he's got diabetes, so his genes are bad. I've been studying characters I like and just learning how their faces work and stuff, but I'm not sure if there's a super fast way to do it. Nope.
There's not
Draw-
really any shortcuts.
No, dude. Essentially, I'm giving you the drawing answer of diet and exercise. And I know, like, that's not fun to hear. You know, you're like, man, how do I get, how do I get ripped? How do I get abs? How do I get, strong? It's like, well, proper diet and exercise. And that's, it's kind of like no matter what you, if you let, in this analogy, let's say you want to lose weight and get strong. You might find all sorts of articles on the internet, but they all are essentially going to say different versions of the same thing. And that same thing is going to be proper diet and exercise. Maybe a little bit more like sleep, get some sleep better, change some habits, but essentially it's the same answer and the answer is not going to change because that's the answer. And the answer to getting better at drawing, regardless of style, is to practice your anatomy, practice your fundamentals, put the time in. And like I said, it's not a fun answer, it's not an easy answer, it's not a trick answer. It's just how it is. There's no way through it. There's no way other than through. There's no way around. There's no way underneath or over. No shortcuts. That's just and if you have people in your life that are good at art better than you, they might be able to help you out some. Anime is not the first thing you should do. It's like people asking Jim Lee if there's a quick way of becoming good. His genetics are weak and history will forget about him. I see.
Oh my god. You guys are so mean.
Shortcut is to find a demon or the devil and sell your soul. Larry says the answer is always more work. I have a very stylized, simplistic style, but it came from a lot of just practicing experiment. Admittedly, anatomy isn't my strong suit, and cartoonish or more westernized styles are a lot easier than anime style.
Subs. It's the only way I'm
Hey.
committed to the stream schedule.
Well, I think Larry liked what you had to say about Keith and his genetics. It took Mike Mignola 20 years or longer to develop his style, which people hated and despised until the Hellboy movie. You should practice shapes. I did. I like that. Thank you for gifting the sub. Say more stuff like that. Invincible. Corey Walker versus Ryan Otley. Ooh. Now, I'm familiar with both those artists, but I haven't read Invincible. I think I'm a Corey Walker guy, even though don't get me wrong, it's not by a lot. I do really enjoy the shit out of Ryan Otley's work, especially I like his gore, and I like what he did with the various Spider-Man series that he's told, Spider-Man art. But I think I'm a Corey Walker guy. 12 long years drawing dicks to master shapes. Think, Mark. Think. Look at what they have to do to mimic just a fraction of our power. Did you guys see that lesbian?
It was me, Barry.
Did you guys see that lesbian dildos meme that was posted?
Oh. Is it posted in the Discord?
Yeah, but it's like yeah, no, dude, memes are like fucking impossible to search for on their own, out of context. I like the Otley style, but some dislike it a lot. Ben Templesmith is also very unique. At first glance, I wasn't a big Templesmith guy, but the more of his work I was exposed to, the more I enjoyed it. And then I also met him. I met him like just out and about at conventions. And he was just the fucking nicest dude. Like just like super chill, super awesome. Use circles if you don't know what shape to use. Belle, how'd you get good at art? What'd you do? What's your secret, Belle?
I'm still working on it. I'm not good yet. No, actually, that's one of my big regrets is that I didn't focus on fundamentals earlier because it's one of those things when you're starting out, like,
It's no fun.
fundamentals they're not fun. No, they're not.
No.
And it was just like, I just wanted to draw things that were, like, cool and I enjoyed. And it wasn't until I started taking art seriously that I was like, man, I really wish that I would have spent more time on fundamentals, and I kind of had to backtrack and put more work in. And I still am, like, I'm really try to, like, push myself now to work on things that I know that I'm weak at. Which again, it's not fun to do, but yeah, I feel like that's the best way to learn, you know?
It's true. I think there isn't any other way to go about it. And it is no fun. When what you want to draw is the stuff that you love, might be comics, might be anime, might be manga, right? Might be whatever. Maybe it's romance, whatever the fuck it is that you want to draw. Maybe it's fantasy art. Maybe it's fucking Pokemon. Maybe you want to draw fucking Ash Ketchum or something. It fucking sucks to be like, I want to draw like this, and then you hold up some art that you love, and it's like, well, no.
Yeah.
You've got to learn this. You know, it's almost like wanting to read a really good comic book and somebody's like, oh no, you can't do that yet. Here, read these textbooks first. Or it's like it's wanting to learn how to play guitar so you could solo, right? But instead you've got to learn proper chords on an acoustic guitar first. You know, like it's scales on a piano, right? It's
I do
no
think
fun.
though, the more that you do something, like I said, when I first started doing art, I hated anything that had to do with the fundamentals. And then the more that I've done it, the more that I am okay with those kinds of things. Like, because I want to learn, you know, like I love art. I want to get better at my craft. And so even if I don't necessarily like love something, like I'm not the biggest fan of perspective. I'm not real strong with it, but you know, the more that I grow to love art, the more I'm like, I do want to work on this because I want to improve, and it's not just drudgery, you know?
Two Lefty says, fundamentals are the groundwork. Once you master the fundamentals, you can do anything from that point forward. Right. It's true. Once you learn how to draw, so like, let's say you're looking up and the view is, I'm gonna draw like here. Let me draw a shitty panel. And, you're doing some roughs and you're like, all right, well, where's the view? Here, let's just do some upward facing buildings here. Like, yeah. Oh, hey, John Moore's here.
Hi, John Moore.
John Moore, you fucking animal, you.
You urban animal.
Meow meow pussy mix.
You sexual urban animal.
You were that kid that loved
Meow
perspective,
meow
John.
pussy.
I hated perspective for a very, very, very long time, personally.
Same.
I couldn't stand it. But
I didn't know you were so horny and beautiful under your panties.
once you practice it enough, you start to enjoy it.
Yeah.
So here, I'm doing a 1 point upward perspective. And this is like super just off the top of my head. But like this would practice in a thumbnail. And then if you want to dig deeper, you'd overlay an actual perspective grid. And then draw whatever the fuck it is, right? Now, if you might have noticed, I did a couple other things here. I laid down this little grid, little rule of threes. So I know the action was going to be here abouts, right? During this segment, this upper left segment here, which is where it's, for anybody who knows the rule of thirds. If you don't, well, listen, Google it. But I want the action to be here. So then I tailor the perspective so that the lines, all the lines would be bringing your eye to that point. No, I just did this off the top of my head, so I didn't know what I was going to put here. But ideally, you put something good here. You put something good here for the viewers to view, and
Put some good shit there.
put some good shit here. Whatever the fuck it is that you're drawing, perspective-wise. A giant penis. There. It's coming. It's coming, gang. Literally.
Oh my.
But yeah. And then honestly, like I said, well, you flip it around because, you know, we read left to right. So you're going to want to move that eye that way. But there. Again, by no means great, by no means good, rough, but you get the idea. I could piece together something quick and dirty like that, the way I like it.
Wow, I didn't know this was gonna be so big.
Off the top of my head, and crowbar in some quick fundamentals in there because I practiced. For many, many, many hours I practiced. I practiced all kinds of perspectives and composition and, you know, learning the rule of thirds and learning the golden ratio. All that stuff. Again, no fun. Not fun. Not like a party. It's not like drawing your favorite shit in the world, but necessary. Yoji, who wants a comic book full of feet? Quentin Tarantino. He loves feet. Says 62. John Amore too. John Amore only likes little Filipino feet though.
Oh my god, this is racist.
People called Jim out on his stream, so he just started drawing legs and feet. He said he could do this all day. Hands are art, he said. Drawing is like the Matrix. You need to learn the rules before you could bend them. What people see...
If it was like the fucking Matrix, I would just get the fucking CDs, put them in the thing.
CDs?
And fucking download all the fucking art into my brain, dude.
Give me that brain CD, baby. What
Yeah,
people...
the brain CDs.
What people see and visually put together and see in their mind are something most people don't understand.
I don't know though. I do think that there's something a little bit rewarding about putting it. Like, obviously the work isn't fun, but at the same time, there's something rewarding about putting in work and like learning it. Like, if it was super easy, it wouldn't be worth anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, putting the time
easy
in.
Shit. Yeah, like it's easy stuff is not worth anything. It's like the matter of like it is hard, and that's why like not everybody can do it, and that's why it's worth something. Be good
Belle
at something.
likes being better than other people is what I get from that, and and I can appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm competitive a little bit.
Listen, Belle's better than you at art because you haven't been practicing. You know who I'm talking to. John Amore. No, I'm kidding.
Get out of here.
If I stopped cursing, dude, I would have a stroke or something. Wait, what? Frankie, have you been stopped cursing?
John told me to stop cursing, dude.
You know what, dude? I'm so used to it. I didn't even hear you cursing, man. You know what? When I'm out and about, I curse so often that I forget that there are children around. And I've definitely had the lady like tug on my arm and like pinch me.
Shut the fuck up, Mike Nicola.
Exactly. Because I'll be like, you know, there'll be a child about, and I'll be like, what the fuck, man? What a stupid piece of shit. What a fucking dumb thing to say. I'll just be
A stupid fucking child, dude.
yeah. I'll just be rattling off curses,
right?
machine gun fire. Meanwhile, there's like a toddler around.
No.
Oh, hey, fuck you.
My bad interrupting you.
Bitch.
My bad interrupting you on Tuesday night. You didn't interrupt me, man. I just want to cut a deal with the devil. Sailor Di Nicola, teach all the good words. Sailor. It's me, Sailor Moon Di Nicola.
I'm just picturing you in a Sailor Moon outfit.
That's me.
What color would it be?
I don't know. What are the? I've never watched a single episode of Sailor Moon.
No, honestly, I don't think I have either.
I bet your sister has.
Probably. Actually, I know she has. I've seen her post shit about it on Instagram.
How'd your sister become such a weeb?
I honestly don't know. I'm pretty sure it's a form of escapism for her, but I don't know how
Sure.
she got into it, to tell you the truth.
So what we're saying is, if someone went back in time and moved a chair, does that mean that you would be the weeb?
Possibly. Yeah, I think the only reason why I'm not more of a nerd than I am is because I wasn't allowed to, like, get involved and watch and read a lot of that stuff when I was a kid because my parents were so conservative. And they were a little bit less so
Were you
with
the?
my younger siblings.
Are you the oldest?
Yeah, I'm the oldest.
Oh, you're the
That's
oldest, dude.
not fair,
Dude, the oldest always gets
Yeah.
it worse.
Oh, yeah.
Oldest, the
Yeah,
youngest, and
I
the youngest
was-
gets it on fucking easy street usually.
Oh, yeah. Like, I had it bad because I was the oldest and I was a girl. So it was, like, double whammy for me. But yeah, no, they don't. My youngest brother, he's 15 now and he can do, like, basically whatever the fuck he wants.
Imagine
This is
letting them fucking look at weeb stuff, dude, and you're not letting them see fucking Lord of the Rings, then.
Oh, I wasn't allowed to see Lord of the Rings at first.
That's terrible, dude.
I
How do you
also,
not?
I also had to do,
Terrible.
I had to agree to do a Bible study during Harry Potter.
And they're sitting fucking watching weeb stuff. That's fucking terrible, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's disgusting. I've only recently grown a appreciation for weebetry.
Same, actually. Like,
Mostly
just the
through
past 2 years, maybe.
yeah, mostly through those who are mentally ill in the community, like Bale, John Amore,
Joking.
Pop, you know, the various other mentally disturbed Japanese loving Japanese
God.
cartoon lovers in the channel.
Jesus Christ, Michael.
Does that mean that that's you now? Like, if you're calling them that?
No, I only dabble, you know.
I don't know. I feel like you can't say
I only
that about them, and
I
then
only,
Well,
I only
they've-
dabble in the chaos.
Yeah. You know, it's versus like somebody who like you always find in the heroin den versus someone who just stops in every now and then to say hello.
he just dabbles in heroin.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. He just dabbles in cocaine. No big deal.
Yeah, I just you know, listen, I just wet my beak a little bit.
I feel like Michael's more like the guy that goes into the heroin den to see if he's still got the resistance to it because he's had so much of it.
Oh, it's me, Opium Den Nicola. D&D got a bad rap by Christians too. The oldest gets
Yeah.
the full first-time parenting experience. Did somebody say cocaina?
Cocainum.
I actually was scared of D&D as a kid because I was convinced that
It was a Ouija board.
that it was like devil worship,
Oh my
and
god.
I was like, oh my god, if I do D&D, the demons are gonna take me.
the demons, dude.
Yeah, dude, because I listened to this thing called Adventures in Odyssey. Like, it was like this, like, kind of like a book on tape, like a storytelling thing. And there was this episode on D&D, and legit, they made it seem like there was, like, demons that were gonna come and, like, take you away if you played D&D. And I was, like, 8, you know? I was a little
Sure.
kid, so I was like, oh my god, D&D is so fucking scary.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
so it's not until I was like older and my younger siblings got involved in D&D and I learned more about it that I was like, what the fuck? Like, why? Why did the church hate D&D so much? I have no idea. It's just...
yeah, I mean, because primarily,
Right.
primarily in D&D, you're generally not the bad guys. Usually, you're trying to stop the, you know, the summoners of
I
like demons and stuff.
So I think that the conservative Christian church back in like the 80s and 90s, and I guess early 2000s, there was like, they were really anti like witchcraft and
Occult.
magic. So like, yes, they're really afraid of like witches and cults and like stuff like that. So like Harry Potter and D&D, because D&D has like wizards and magic. So they were like, oh, this is satanic.
Right.
you're worshiping Satan because of like the magic in it, which is it's stupid. It's really uneducated. But yeah, I have a deep-seated hatred for the church, so we won't go into that, or I'll just go on a tangent.
Bellatrix, I think we have the same parents as Cartoon UK.
Do we? We're twins?
My father wouldn't let me indulge in Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, or anything that opposed the idea of either magic or Satan worship, or even the belief of pretending to be God. It was a weird time to be alive. Fuck.
Uh-huh. There's more of my people in the chat.
Satanic ritual abuse. It was a big hysteria in the 80s. Belle, do your parents worry that you are a bad influence on your siblings?
I don't know. I probably have been, to be honest, but or maybe a good influence depending on how you look at it. But I know my parents are definitely concerned for my soul. They've said as much to my siblings, but yeah.
I like fat as white girls more better. The thick time. The
Sure.
curvy types.
Sure. Listen, John Moore's parents are exact same.
They're concerned for his soul too.
Yeah.
I like white bitches, that's it.
Yeah, John hasn't prayed using the rosary anal beads in so long.
He's not using his anal beads. It's a problem.
Yeah, dude, John's favorite anal beads have got a little cross at the bottom. My parents are the same way. My father's actually a pastor. Cool.
My family might as well have been.
Cartoon UK says, how you describe your parents sounds like mine when I was growing up. Wow, so there's at least 3 of you in here.
Well, this is what happens when you have conservative parents. You just end up in Michael DiNicola's stream.
Yes. Welcome to hell.
Welcome to hell.
I draw
love you,
stuff and I talk
conservative.
about dicks and vaginas for fun every day.
Now, Michael radiates a very strong sexual energy.
John, did you corrupt your wife? For shame.
My dad is the equivalence of someone who read the SparkNotes version of the King James Bible and then tried to tell you what it was about in a drunken stupor. Yeah, my parents are pastors too, says Life in the UK. John Moore says, my wife has become less religious because of me, and her parents are both pastors. Hey, what's it, dude? Hey, what's with the third world countries and the zealous? So, like, you know, in most of the Western world, yourself, Bell, Romp and Dump, UK, the normal part of the populace thinks you guys are fucking weirdos, and you don't quite fit in with other kids, right? So like you're the exception and not the rule, right? Most people are like, their parents are religious-ish, but like each generation gets less and less and less. So like maybe your grandparents were like way religious, and then like your parents are like kind of sorta. And then when it boils down to you, unless your family is, you know, like super hardcore with it, you're just like, most people like, they're like Christian-ish, you know? They don't really go to church, but like, they don't, you know, they call themselves Christian, but they're not. Most people I know are like agnostic or atheist. But what's up with the third world nations, dude? The third world nations, they're still all about it. We had a Valeria in here talking about how like fucking damn near every Colombian home has got some weird fucking religious paraphernalia up. Either pictures of Jesus or candles or whatever other fucking nonsense. And it's not just Colombia. Look at John Moore, dude. John Moore over there in the jungles of the Philippines. People are afraid of Jesus down there.
No.
Yoji, why that is, Yoji?
People are fucking stupid, dude.
I guess
Simple
religion
as
is more part of the culture. I don't know why that is, though.
You're stupid, right?
You know what's so fucking stupid about a lot of religions, right? They sit and talk about like treat others like the way they would want you to treat themselves. So it's like, are you fucking for real when you are treating people like shit? Like you sit and fucking talk as if you follow your religious beliefs, but you don't actually follow your religious beliefs because you don't fucking leave people alone to do what they fucking want themselves. So
Right.
I just don't get religion. I
Right.
just don't fucking get it.
Yeah, no, when you look at listen, what the fuck do I know about religion? But the stories you hear of Jesus, he hung out with whores and fucking ne'er-do-wells and all kinds of sinners. It's who he spent his time with mostly. Doing his thing. And yet a lot of the religious folk I bet have had nothing but judgment for people who are, you know, quote unquote, less than.
Judge people. And that's what they've been asked not to do.
Yeah, that's why I walked away from it all, because I was like, I can't do this.
Hypocrisy. That's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's total hypocrisy.
Let's see. Here, John Moore says, when your population is uneducated and poor, it's easy to blame your troubles on a god. You know, dude, it reminds me of the quote. I heard a quote today. Frankie goes like this: existence is chaos. Nothing makes any sense. So we try to make some sense of it.
Ooh.
Dude, that was Mobius, dude. Mobius in episode 2 of Loki.
Ooh.
I like that show. God is cool. Religion is an institution that draws in money, and it's not so good. Listen, I've always said, if you're religious, if you believe in God, or you know, whatever your piety may or may not be. So as long as you're not a jerk about it, and this goes with anything that people will become super zealoted about, as long as you leave me alone, I'm fine. Do whatever the hell you want to do. Just shut the hell up about it.
Yeah.
Yep. But people can't just fucking leave well enough alone.
Recently shared a story during stream that I contacted my dad for the first time in a few years and shared with him that I had cut my hair. Then my dad quoted the Bible saying, a woman is glorified by the length of her hair. Oh, fuck off, dude.
Oh my gosh.
Rump and dump. May I ask where you're from?
Oh,
Deadass. No contact for 6 years just to be told I'm ugly in God's eyes. How short did you cut your hair? Because look, anything shorter than chin length is a sin and a crime against God. Unless you got the bone structure for it, like Charlize Theron. Two Oak says it is not haram. That is not haram. I'm in America, okay. I cut it about shoulder length. Nice. Well, it is summertime.
Also, don't listen to Michael. He's a dum-dum.
That's true. I have massive problems with things that are said in the Bible that contradict how we live now.
You're stupid, right?
It doesn't stop me believing in God. I just don't feel like the rules were written back then. We should live by now. Just don't do harm to others, right? Don't do harm to others. Leave the place better than you found it. What's up, Frank?
Here's a good way of putting it. Religion's like internet rules from the 90s governing the internet just now.
I like that.
It doesn't make any fucking sense anymore because it's so out of date. That's it.
Yeah, John Amore. I hear John Amore beating his meat with holy water. John Amore has got he's got a priest's outfit on. He's got the anal beads in with a cross sticking out of his butt cheeks, and he's beating off using holy water, holy lubricant rather.
Hey, John Amore, do you like Castlevania?
John Amore just reached for the Jesus crackers and Jesus' blood to wash it all down with.
Do you know that stuff that Michael was saying? I was waiting for Belle to go, hey, John. It's fun.
Wait, what? I don't know what you said, Frankie. You love Castlevania. Okay, I was curious. I just started watching it just recently. I really like it.
Me too.
Although I think I like the first 2 seasons better than the third one. I haven't watched the fourth.
I haven't watched the fourth yet.
Season 3. Look at this butthole.
I'm in America, okay? You're in Castlevania. Wait. I wonder, can men grow long hair, rump and dump? Or is that also forbidden? Or is it just about, or is the Bible just more about controlling what women do? What women can and can't do?
There's a lot more in there about controlling what women can and can't do.
Yeah,
there's
man.
a little bit of rules for men, but there's a lot more about women.
Yeah, man. I don't make it a point of saying what women should and shouldn't do. That's not my bag. I mean, unless I'm goofing around telling you not to cut your hair, but generally speaking, when I'm being serious.
Me and my sisters talk about this a lot. Fuck is this?
Generally speaking, I do whatever the fuck you want. You're in Castlevania, Belle. As far as I'm concerned, it was a lot about controlling women. My dad wouldn't let me do things because I'm a woman, and essentially I was raised to be a very good housewife. Woof. Which, oh, by the way, if that is something you want to do, actually, you know, I've had a few friends who like their housewives, and to be honest, it seemed like that's what they were like. They were hoping for housewife, and that's what they became. Like they were. That's fine, man, dude. If what you want is to get hitched, shoot out a bunch of rugrats,
I like white girls more better. The thick time.
And raise them, and that's your jam. What's up, yoke?
Girls. I like fat ass white girls. The thick time.
If that's what you're up to, if that's what you want out of life, who the fuck am I to tell you otherwise? Do whatever the hell you want. If that's what brings you joy, go for it, man. Nothing wrong with being a. But like again, to take somebody who doesn't want that and be like, well, this is for you, Belle, housewife and mom. That's your lot in life.
God, kill me.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. That's crazy. Frankie wants to be a housewife.
Frankie wants to be a housewife.
Mia.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Frankie has his hair up in rollers right now. He's going old school housewife. He's going like 1960s, 1970s housewife.
Yeah, I've got a cigarette in my mouth and I'm ironing clothes for tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
My dad wouldn't let me do things because I'm a woman. That sucks, man. You know what else sucks about that? Is that I'm sure there are plenty of reasonably religious people out there who don't buy into any of that hokum, any of that like ancient nonsense, because they know it doesn't track. You know, controlling what women shouldn't do and all this other nonsense. But, you know, they might still be pious enough to know that, you know, there's something in this vast universe of ours that is greater than themselves. Whatever that may or may not be. But it's like, you know, religion as a whole has got such a bad rap because of all those people who use, abuse it, and do horrible things in religion's name. Just kind of spoil the whole thing.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what I believe. I just know I don't want anything to do with the church anymore. You said earlier you've been watching Loki and liked it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
haven't watched it yet.
How dare you?
Wait, where didn't Evo say he posted a photo of himself somewhere?
I don't know. Evo, where's the photo of you?
Oh, it's in sci-fi.
What? Evo and Alien?
Here, I don't know where Evo might have ran off. Who knows where he gets up to? But it's in the Discord. If you guys want to see a photo of Evo wearing chainmail.
Evo, you're a fucking asshole. Evo, you fucking asshole.
I carry the trade well. It certainly comes in handy living alone now. But, like, oof. I'm a big dude, bro. This is so weird. My brother lives in New York and he talked yesterday and we had this exact conversation. I have a personal relationship. Wait, what conversation? Speaking of religion, Indy is doing the eating licking microphone thing right now. Dude, I fucking pulled that up the other day because I saw her doing it. Because obviously I still follow her. So when I pulled up like my Twitch dashboard, my Twitch, landing page, boom, because like she had like 14,000 people watching her. She was top of the heap. I was like, what the fuck is this? It's like,
what is it?
Hang on.
We haven't seen it, dude? Oh no.
No.
Oh no,
dude. This is like the other day. At this point, I'm familiar with it.
No.
Oh, dude, her pose is way toned down though. Dude, because the other day, dude, it was like butt cheeks to the camera first, and then like the rest of her.
Like, oh no, dude.
Oh no. Yeah, her and Amaranth are both doing it. But Amaranth, her tits are facing the camera. Indy Fox's butt and feet are more facing the camera. Christ almighty, dude.
For all those foot fetish people?
Of course, for the foot fetish people. Yeah, dude, fucking making ear sucking sounds with your tits out is the new meta.
Oh, so we're past the hot tub streams now.
Yeah. Fucking 21,000 viewers.
So it was 2 OP, so I got nerfed.
I gotta move on to something else.
Yep.
Now we're eating microphones.
Yes, it's microphone eating time.
Okay, what is gonna be the next thing?
I don't know.
Well, it's too early to tell for that, I think.
Yeah, the meta is this the way. No, the ear sucking.
It's just
yeah.
It's a new. That's just a brand new thing. So like, we're going to need to give it a little bit.
Yeah, but there's got to be something after this, right? So.
Hot tub is so last month.
What do you think?
I have absolutely no idea what the next thing could be.
Let's say something to do with tight yoga pants and dancing.
Well, they're already doing that. The tight yoga pants. That's a part of the ASMR fucking meta at the moment.
Later, rump. Swing sets.
Sex swings?
Playground. Yeah. What other sex stuff can they like? How do they sexualize other areas of the community?
Well, let's be realistic. See, when they gave the statement about like, what was it, like beautiful people and stuff like that? I think they kind of just went, right, we can't fucking, we refuse to police this, so do what the fuck you like, is basically what they said, apart from fucking nudity.
Well,
really?
Well, what they did say, what they were going to do is, what they did do is the hot tub girls.
At the moment because what's happening at the moment is people are obviously moving out of the pool section back into the just chatting section. That's where everybody wants to be. It's
yes.
Like the second they made that section, they killed the pool thing. It was just going to start bleeding viewers. It was just going to start bleeding viewers.
That's right. So I'm sure they were, because they were getting lots of exposure being in just chatting, from all the just chatting streams. So yeah, they had to go somewhere. They had to go somewhere else. They had to go somewhere new. So hence the ASMR of it all. But now I wonder. Now here's the real question. Forget about what the next meta is going to be. What do you think Twitch's response is going to be to the ASMR meta?
They'll probably say they'll probably give it practically the exact same statement they gave out for the pool sections.
What do you think, they're going to separate it again?
They're going to go sexy ASMR.
Well, isn't there already an ASMR channel?
There is. That's where they are.
That's what they are.
So why wouldn't they just leave it?
I wonder where the ASMR channel, like, I wonder what it's doing numbers wise.
The numbers.
Yeah, not exactly. Like Twitch won't do anything unless the advertisers say it.
Yeah, I was gonna say if the
Even
advertisers
then, like, all they did was make because like, see, in any other situation, right, with a company and stuff, right, they would have shut it all down, right? They wouldn't have allowed like a pool section. They would have tried to make it the site as family friendly as possible. But instead, I feel as if Twitch kind of double fucking downed by making an actual section for it. Well, that just might be me.
Dude, no, it's true, man. Listen, with Indie Fox and Amaranth moving, I think the hot tub meta is dead. Can anybody find the hot tub category?
Like, it's just dead without those two?
No, it's just everybody just jumped back to...
You know, hot tubs. Dude, it's only got 5,000 views. The entire section of the hot tub section by itself only has 5,000 collective viewers.
Dang.
No, the hot tub meta is dead. So like, but now they moved to ASMR. So guess what? The ASMR has got more viewers now than music. ASMR is now 46,000 viewers, and they are, I think, 11th.
So weird.
12th, I think. 12th or 13th on the list. Beating music and beating a lot of other things. Beating Overwatch, Dota.
Do you know what it could be? Do you know what the next meta could be? Like a VR, right? But they don't show anything of them in fucking VR. It's just like video of them just fucking moving around their apartment.
Like what, a bikini?
Just fucking anything. Like look how fucking like stupid people have been with them fucking just sitting, fucking licking a fucking microphone.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, why do people want to watch people lick microphones?
I think they're jerking. I'm like 90% certain they're jerking off to it.
Who is turned on by that? That's gross.
Well, because they're making.
I guess I shouldn't say that.
It sounds like, well, first off, you know, listen, it sounds like, when you listen to it, it sounds like.
That's nasty.
It sounds like BJ noises.
I guess. I just like, to me, like, I don't like the sound of people like chewing on things. So I'm like, ugh, you know?
Right. But you've seen you've seen blowjob scenes in adult films, right?
Yeah, I don't like the sound on them,
right?
To be honest.
But there are guys.
It grosses me out.
Sure, and I'm with you.
Mike had to put the fucking slips in.
There are guys who love that. Like they fast forward to the BJ scenes.
It looks unnatural.
Oh god, I don't like it.
Watching them doesn't bother me, but I don't like the noises.
Sure. But I think there are guys who are just like, yeah, they're staring at Indie Fox's ass or Amaranth's tits, and they're just like, the fantasy is playing out. But also,
My, you're horny.
I think that's also paired with the whole, you're not supposed to be doing this on, because here's the thing, You could very easily go to My Free Cams or just, you know, normal pornography. But they don't want that. They want it where it shouldn't be. So that plays into it as well, right? So like Twitch is
Do you know
not...
what I think it is?
What?
Do you know what I think a
I
big
didn't
part
know
of it
you
may
were
be?
so horny and beautiful under your panties.
It's kids. See, because see if they're set their computers got like some like family fucking filters on, like they can get access to Twitch and they can't access porn, and that's it right there. There's probably a lot of fucking kids watch.
That's kind of...
I mean, that's probably true too. These are probably
yikes.
No, it is.
I know that sounds super yikes, but that is probably like one of the most likely fucking...
Yeah, no, I think that's actually pretty reasonable. An assumption to make. Unfortunately.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a little creepy.
Yeah, your parents put the kids lock on all the adult sites, but not on Twitch.
Because then what does that say about the streamers?
Yeah.
Parental controls are evil. Nah, man, they're necessary.
Here you go, kid. Here's Pornhub. Have fun.
Not pornography hub. Hey, Bill, would you mind if you stumbled across a dude, or you were dating a dude, and you stumbled across his sex toys?
No. I would like to know what they were.
I'm assuming
and
most...
participate.
I'm assuming most dudes have, like, fleshlights and, like, that kind of thing.
I don't know. It's interesting, because some guys are, like, really against them. Like, they're like, oh, no, sex toys, gross. And then I've been with some guys that are, like, pretty into having sex toys.
Well, sure.
But yeah, no, I wouldn't be bothered at all.
Well, I mean, dude, I've jerked off using one of those Japanese egg things. My friend brought me back one over from Japan.
Look, what did you put?
What's up?
You clipped something.
Oh, what to clip?
I don't know.
No.
Did you like it? Was it good?
It was, dude. I said this is one of the only times this is the only time it ever happened while I was masturbating. I masturbated and I finished and I kept going to jerk off a second time right back to back.
Oh.
And then I threw it out because those things they're disposable. They're like 1-2 nut.
Oh, they're not like
they were not flashlights. And it was so good. It's like, yo,
a double barrel shotgun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but then I'm like, fuck, man, I don't want to get a... I'll be honest, man, having a, like, fake pussy, like, just around...
Like a fleshlight?
Yeah. But, like, I've seen, like, the front of the fleshlights, and it's just, like, this mock pussy.
You get ones that aren't like that, though.
Yeah, I guess, but it's a lot of work, man. Then you gotta... Like, at least
Fair
with
enough.
the disposable one, you crack it open, right? You pop the seal or whatever, you know. You unwrap it. You do what you gotta do. Then you chuck it. And then no fuss, no muss. Well, the other thing, man, you gotta deal with the shame, you know? You've gotta deal with the fleshlight. All right, well, I just spooged...
Why is there shame?
I just spooged inside this piece of plastic.
Fucking just nut all over the fucking couch, dog. Like,
Now I've gotta... Guess who's gotta clean his jizz out of the fake pussy thing?
I'm gonna squirt.
That's like one thing. I will say, like, there's like way more things about being a girl that suck. But like guys have this like weird shame thing about orgasming and like cleaning up their cum, and girls don't have that, I don't think. Like I've never experienced
dude, there's something
that.
there's something like, because I don't
like
think
they're like,
women have
oh,
that.
gross, I'm so gross, I just came everywhere, and I'm like, why?
I don't think
why is that gross?
I don't think women have the same release in orgasm that dudes do.
Well, we don't like make a mess. Well,
True. You don't make a mess, generally
talking
speaking.
about, you talking about post-nut clarity?
Yes, of course. I don't think women have post-nut clarity. So much so, like, where you could actually come and then realize that the person that you're with is horrible and you don't want to be anywhere around them. And it's almost as if like you had been a werewolf for a moment, and then now like the moon has gone down and you've finally woken up.
I don't think it's quite that. That's quite that bad, Michael. Though.
Well, listen, when was the last time you got laid, Frankie?
Never.
Exactly. So, take it from someone who knows. There are times where you might be with a woman and you might finish, and then you snap to your senses and you realize, holy shit, where am I? How did I get here? How could I be inside of this person? And then come to your senses and you're like, oh my god, I've got to get out of here. I can't stand this person.
No, I've never done that.
Yeah, no.
That's weird.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, you're so big today.
After you nut, you enter sage mode.
Wow, I didn't know this was gonna be so big.
Sage.
Wait, just to clarify, that doesn't always happen.
This
is
correct.
That's
No,
going
no.
in my mouth.
This is going in my
Okay.
mouth.
No.
One of the funniest ones I've seen was a guy that was sitting saying, "See, before I make any financial decisions, I'll go and nut, and then it makes me redecide if I'm going to buy that thing or not."
Yes, that's that's fair too, dude. Like, and I've definitely done similar things. Not exactly that, but I've definitely nutted before. Having conversations, going out for a drink, jerk off before that, just like
that's a cum shot.
Just to get the poison out, man. Just so you're thinking with a clear head. So like, yeah, there is this weird kind of like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde switch that happens in your head, where you go from like this kind of, I don't want to say like it's like a blind pussy madness, but yes, the you who is about to come, and the you who is woken up after coming can be, this isn't always, but can be at times two different people. You might be talking to two different fucking people, thinking two different things. And yeah, man, when you come to, forgive the pun,
you just fucking make up.
Yeah, when you come to, and you look around your surroundings, in the bare naked light of day, and you've got you've woken up and you've came all over a flashlight or something, and then you've got like tranny porn playing. You've come inside a flashlight. You've got like a tie wrapped around your neck because you've been choking yourself. It's like, what the hell? How'd I get here? Who did this to me? Shit can get weird, man. Now I've never choked myself out with a tie or watched tranny porn to finishing, but you get what I mean, man.
I love this fucking rabbit hole we descended down just to describe post-nut clarity.
Evo knows what I'm talking about.
This is enlightening. I don't know. Like I think I have like a really high sex drive. Like I've never actually been with a man that could keep up with me, but I've never had this where I'm like, oh my god, what did I just do? Like that's not a thing.
What have I done is definitely a thought I've had before.
Well, I mean, I guess I've had situations where I've been like, oh, I shouldn't have done that, but never like right after where I've been like,
no,
oh,
immediately after. It is like somebody turned the lights on, and you just got caught, and then
yeah, never immediately after. It's usually like later that I'm like, oh, that was probably dumb.
I'm still here. Sorry for the hardcore Luke, says Strike Boy. It's okay, Strike. It's all right, Shannon. Hello, YouTube friends. Belly is issuing a challenge. I meant to say lurk. Don't say rabbit hole, Frankie. That's hot. Yeah, man. So like, yeah, something about like, if like, yeah, if I was regularly jerking off into a fleshlight, I feel like that shame would just bum out the orgasm, because, you know, like now it's like, yeah, you know, I might grab some lotion. I might obviously grab the tissues or the paper towels for cleanup. And like, I could deal with that, you know, that's fair, you know, like, okay, all right, whatever. Listen, man, here, I've been watching the Cast and Couch porno. All right, now it's time to clean up. It's cleanup time. Got to make sure everything's tidy, you know, put away the lotion, you know, make sure everything's cleaned and not nasty. And that's fine. Like, I could deal with that, but I feel like if I had to go the extra step and be like, now it's time to clean out my fucking plastic pussy. Here we go. Let me get the special soap out. I feel like it might mess with me. Like it might not, because considering I don't have much shame.
Smells like fresh vagina in here.
I'm not a very shameful person to begin with, but I feel like, you know, that would be the noise playing in the background.
Interesting.
Maybe not. I don't know. Evo, do you use a fleshlight? I bet Evo has. Canadian fleshlight, probably bought it at Tim Hortons. He picked it up with a fucking maple syrup lube. Here, look, we have a photo of Evo leaving Tim Hortons with his newly bought fleshlight. There he is. That's him just getting home with it for the first time. His fingers are actually inside of it when this picture was taken. All right, hold on, Bell. Imagine you come home from work early. You turn the lights on. You open the front door. You turn the lights on, and then boom, what do you catch?
There was a rainbow coming out of my penis.
You catch your husband like this, and like as he turns around, you see his dick, and his dick is inside a fleshlight hanging off the side of his dong.
I didn't know you were so horny and beautiful under your panties.
Okay.
What do? Do you do anything? Do you laugh at him?
No, I don't laugh at him. It probably depends on what, like, if I'm horny, I might be like, go. I might just join, you know?
Wait,
laugh.
have you ever been caught in the act?
Have you ever been caught in the act?
No, I don't think so. Not that I can remember.
Fucking Michael said that. Have you ever had problems with your car insurance?
You know, when I lived with my parents and I was like a teenager, there was a couple of close calls, right? Like, you know, like I think I was like jerking off or about to, and then I heard the keys, you know, the keys in the door, and then I had to scramble. But luckily there was like 2 locks on the door, and my parents were loud as shit, so I could usually hear them coming up the stairs. You know, like, so I had some time. Also, they'd usually be arguing with each other as well. So I had like a good 30-second head start to shut the porno off, you know, pull my pants up and like fucking scurry into the room. Or lock my door or whatever.
My brother almost caught me giving my high school boyfriend a blowjob, but
that's different, man. That's way different, dude. Yeah, right. Dude, getting a blowjob is way different from having somebody catch you coming inside of a fucking plastic pussy.
What? Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, you know, it is his sister, so that's different. That's a different kind of awful.
I guess so.
Well, I'd rather be that than my parents. My parents would have killed.
Poor Belle.
To be fair, Belle, the way you've been talking, Your parents would have killed you for watching fucking Sesame Street.
Yeah, pretty much.
Bla-
I got in trouble for a lot of things.
Blaze says cum jar is better than fleshlight. Cum jar.
What is that?
That's a meme.
That cum jar, dude.
It's a meme, you guys.
Oh.
I hope so.
Come on now. Literally.
Jesus, Mike.
You call yourself Twitch streamers. Don't know what a cum jar is.
Look, I am rarely on Twitch.
That's
Your
true.
channel is about one of the only ones I hang out in.
And Grim's channel, right?
Yeah, although Grim streams kind of late, so sometimes I don't always catch his stream as much as I'd like to.
How's that dude been, Grim?
I think he's doing all right. Again, I haven't hung out with him as much lately as I used to. We used to hang out like almost every day and draw.
Yeah, you did.
But yeah, these days it's like we hang out, I don't know, like once a week. We'll pop in and hang out for a little bit. I think he's
Oh.
doing okay.
Good, 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 good.
Yeah. I always like seeing his work.
Oh shit, that's my cum
Definitely
sock
cool.
Ernie. I've definitely come inside a sock before for easy cleanup. Not proud of it, but I definitely did. But coming inside of a sock for easy cleanup, same bro, not proud. Coming inside a sock for easy cleanup because there are no tissues or anything around, you don't want to fucking like, you know, you don't want to cum on your fucking t-shirt or, you know, fucking whatever. That's different than having sex with a fake pussy. And again, yeah, Belle, maybe you're right, man. Listen, ladies have vibrators and whatnot. Why shouldn't dudes be allowed to have sex with plastic pussies? Right, Frankie?
Well, that's the thing, is like it's almost like it's kind of stigmatized for guys. It's not for girls. And I think it's because of porn more than anything. Like, it's not for girls, but for guys it's like, oh, that's weird. Fake pussy. It's like, but why though?
Yeah, Evo, why are you ashamed of your fake pussy? Evo, I think it's time. Listen, man, it's Pride Month, Evo. I think it's time you come out of the closet. I think it's time for you to be out and proud. Somebody clip Belle saying fake pussy.
Thank God.
Because I haven't cleaned mine in years. Ugh, God, dude.
Oh,
See, that's the thing. Like,
gross.
dude, there's no way. Dude, I feel like if you were to not clean your plastic coochie, that thing would sound like hell on earth, man. Smell like it.
Well, even like the scene in Dave where he like cleans out his thing and it's just like he has like a stick with like toilet paper on the end and he just like quickly like rubs it around in there. I'm like, oh,
That's no way that's doing the job.
fuck? No. That's
Yeah.
gross.
Yeah, see, yeah. I think that's what it is. I think that's where I'm putting my foot down. Yeah, having to shuffle your butt pussy, which is, by the way, which is what I saw that Hispanic dude using the other day. If you guys were here the other day, we have a house next door. I'm on the 3rd floor of an apartment building. We have a house next door, and for some reason, our living room window faces this dude's bedroom window, but he's like half a floor below us. So I don't think he realizes that I could see directly, like my diagonally down and across facing viewpoint from my angle is I can see his like countertop, his bathroom countertop and his bathroom windowsill clearly.
Are you talking about this fucking thing that was at his window again?
Yeah, dude. And this guy was washing up, and what's he bringing? I see the bathroom light flicker on, and I'm like, okay, what's he gonna? And then I see resting on the fucking bathroom windowsill is butt pussy, dude. Fake butt pussy, just plastic, and it was white, by the way. And this dude's definitely some kind of Hispanic, maybe Mexican, maybe like El Salvadorian. And I wonder, like, oh, I wonder why he was clapping those vanilla cheeks plastic cheeks. But yeah, no, it was the at least he cleans it. True, it was in the bathroom, so he was probably. But dude, he probably dude, you probably have to
They
scoop.
won't be able to sit down because of the burning in their butthole.
You probably have to scoop it out, dude. The lube and the cum and all that. You probably have to, you know those you probably have to take like a toilet brush to it or something.
No, Jesus Christ.
Dude, there's no way, and there's no way you're scrubbing all the cum out. There's no way you're getting in that butt pussy, getting it all out. Ugh, just imagine it, man. He's just cumming this thing, and now he's got to fish it out, dude. He's got to fish out his load and lube and whatnot. Blech.
I just love the way Michael just like doubles down on all the details.
Well, yeah, dude. Imagine you
detail.
just came, and now you're feeling the shame, and now you've got to sit with
This
it.
is a huge load.
And literally, now you have to shuffle your ass into your bathroom and get to scrubbing. Put your fucking mitten on, your scrubbing mittens on. You got to get all the cum out now. That sounds like a nightmare. And not only that, now the neighbor's watching me.
This is what my nightmare
You know you have to do for the next stream. Michael, you have to find out what the cleaning products thing is.
Dude, it probably has a hole somewhere else
This
too.
is a very, very strong, big load.
I don't think so, dude. It looked pretty, dude. That piece of plastic looked pretty solid, and it reminded me of what Belle was talking about. Watching Dave clean his fake butt pussy too.
That's the thing too. I do feel like a lot of guys are probably would not actually clean their stuff.
Ugh.
I feel like a lot of guys are not very cleanly like that, you know? Like, I could see that happening.
God help me, dude. I feel like that's how I feel like you're gonna get sick, man. I feel like you're gonna get mold inside your dick hole if you do that. If you don't do that.
Mold,
Yeah, dude.
dick.
Yeah, you're gonna have a moldy dick, dude. It's gonna smell like old gym socks.
Oh no.
Yeah, dude.
Oh no. My
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Dude, you gotta clean that shit, man.
Nasty.
It's a breeding ground for bacteria, man. They're gonna be like, hey Dave, how'd you get the UTI? Oh, I fucking didn't clean my butt pussy for a couple weeks. We should invent a self-cleaning plastic pussy, says Evo. Just use a vacuum cleaner. Impossible.
Oh, that sounds like it would hurt.
Listen, just get the Filipino maid to do it.
Could you imagine the sounds it would make when you put a vacuum in it?
Oh, I thought you meant a vacuum on your dick. No good.
I thought you meant inside the butt pussy thing.
Give new meaning to the term spotted dick.
Pissed her off.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, your dick now smells like old bread. Disgusting. Yeah, at least ladies, how do you clean your sex toys when you're done, Bill?
They're not that. It's not that hard. I mean, you have like a cleaner and you just wash them with the cleaner.
You have a special sex toy cleaner?
Yeah.
Is it a brand name?
I don't remember what the brand is.
John Moore, what's the brand?
You just spray it on and then you just use hot water in the cleaner. Clean it.
Belle, is it true? Belle, Evo says that you put your sex toys in the dishwasher. Is that true?
Well, I don't have a dishwasher, so no. And I also am like paranoid about that stuff because I had like a really expensive one once that was like a $200 one. And it was like, this is waterproof. And I tried to use it and it broke.
Man, it's gonna be a big yikes from me, dog.
I don't do that anymore.
Eric, how do you clean your fleshlight when you use it?
What's that?
When you clean your fleshlight, your pocket pussy, when you're done using it, how do you clean it? Dishwasher?
Who the hell puts their flashlight? No, it's actually recommended not to put it into the dishwasher. It ruins the silicone. Stupid, right?
It does. You know, it would ruin the silicon. It'd probably melt. It'd probably your pussy would probably be all melted out of shape.
Well, not my pussy, but the simulated pussy.
Someone's pussy.
Melted pussy.
Man, you know what, dude? Now I'm thinking, if only they had fleshlights back in the day, dude. Pee Wee Herman never would have gotten in that kind of trouble. I think he could. I think. I'm giving Pee Wee the benefit of the doubt.
I think part of that experience is because he's in a public place and it's taboo.
Yeah, but if he had the fleshlight on his Johnson, perhaps it would have been more discreet. You know, that when the police.
You still have to.
Oh no, he'd still definitely have done it. But you know, they'd be like, Pee Wee, what you got there? Oh, I got the flashlight here.
Yeah, with a lens that looks like a vagina.
Yeah. I've got this funny new contraption.
Yeah, no, I think Pee Wee just, he was born at the wrong time. I think if only the technology had been there way back when.
Yeah, people would have just fucking recorded them in the street doing it.
Dude, they interviewed the woman that is. They interviewed the woman that is standard mold for fleshlights. Don't ask me how I know that. What they interviewed? What could they possibly ask about her?
What? There's one woman that's a standard mold. How did she get picked?
Yo, she's like Siri, dude.
Yeah, how did they like measure her vagina and were like, hey, you get to be the standard mold.
Hey, you've got a great pussy.
You have a great vagina.
Man, you know how many tens of thousands of dudes are gonna want to jerk off to this pussy, lady?
That's weird.
All right, Bella, you convinced me. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna buy the biggest, blackest fleshlight on the market.
You do it.
Why what?
Belle's convinced me to go out there and fuck some plastic pussy.
I think you need to convince him, Michael.
Your pussy is premium.
John says, "Why black?"
He thinks it's shameful.
Listen, well, I told you I jerked off on one of those disposable things before. It was called a Tenga something, not the egg, but the other one.
Oh my god,
like
racism, Michael D. Nicola.
What was that, Eric?
It's like a pill instead of an egg.
Yeah, that's the shape. It's the shape of a pill. Well, I was telling Belle what I liked about it was the disposable. Like my friend came back with a couple from Japan. And he's like, "Yo, look at the fake pussy technology they got over in Japan." I was like, "Hey, okay, don't mind if I do." And then it's like once or twice use.
Don't mind if I do look at it.
You can make pussy at home, says Blaze Lord. But yeah, no, it's like a couple time use and then you're fucking done. It's got all the lube and all that in there already. So you just unwrap, use, chuck. This way, like, none of that cleaning it up stuff.
Can you imagine the floating plastic island out in the middle of the Pacific?
It'd be good for the environment.
There's like a section of it with just your fucking disposable pills.
Well, I only got it the once because at the time, I don't know how much they cost now, but at the time it was like 10 or 15 bucks a pop to get from Japan. Because I thought about it, I'm like, yeah, hey, I wouldn't mind some more. Let me get some more of this. But then I saw the price.
You have one of those obsessive personalities, Mike.
I do. It's easy to get me hooked, but I saw the price tag and I was like, no, fucking no. As often as I masturbate, this would ruin me. I'd be bankrupt.
You'd have to get a loan.
A plastic pussy loan.
I'm sorry, Mr. DeNicola. Your application says you need $20,000 for plastic pussies. I'm not quite sure if I read that right, sir. Oh no, you read that right.
Sea turtles getting their heads stuck in disposable pussies.
Poor turtles.
Mike would buy a new one every week. I would, dude. If I had the money to. Just like buy have like a pantry full of those things for whenever it was jerk off time.
Pantry, you said?
Pantry full.
Did you say
dude.
a pantry?
Pantry full.
Pantry of pussies?
Are you planning on fucking eating them, Michael?
Pantry, dude. Because I want them quick and easily at the disposal. Right out of the kitchen. I'm done eating. It's
I'm
jerk off
shocked
time.
They didn't fucking just nut all over the fucking couch, dog. Like,
Right out of the oven.
Just like Batman. A pussy pantry. Sounds good.
This is stupid. This conversation is.
Oh, Batman doesn't eat pussy. We found that out this week. Did you guys hear about that?
Yeah, what's that? What was that about?
What do you mean?
You guys didn't hear Batman doesn't eat pussy because they were gonna do. They were gonna do a. They were gonna have a joke. They've got the rated R Harley Quinn animated show on HBO Max. Formerly DC Plus or whatever the fuck that streaming service was called, now defunct. But all those shows have migrated over to HBO Max, and it's R-rated. They curse and they talk about sex, and it's very tongue in cheek. It's very silly. It's very well written though. Makes me laugh. So they were gonna do a gag where Batman performs cunnilingus on Catwoman, and that was the gag. And then the DC upper crust said, no, Batman doesn't do that. So the blowback was, what do you mean Batman doesn't do that? People were making jokes. They're like, well, if Batman doesn't eat pussy, well then why is his mouth out of his mask like that? What hero wouldn't eat pussy? It's like, people were like making all kinds of jokes. But DC said they didn't want it because they won't be able to sell toys anymore. Something to that effect.
Because he ate pussy, they can't sell toys. That's weird.
Right, that's exactly what they said. You can Google it, dude. Google Batman eating pussy and shows up. See what pops up.
I don't think I'll do that, but I get what you're saying.
Things a bit.
Michael try to trap people into fucking sections or stuff.
Belle totally did it right now.
I didn't because I'm drawing, but I thought about it.
No, there's no thought there. She done it straight away before you could even fucking.
Oh my god! Can you eat pussy like that?
I bet Superman ate Wonder Woman's pussy, says Doomed. Probably. He probably used his like super fast speed tongue action to do it because her pussy would probably take that amount of friction because it's a, magical pussy. I'm just going to assume that Superman had more fun having sex with Wonder Woman than Lois Lane.
What was that?
He's able to let loose, dude.
this is the best pussy I've ever tasted.
He probably fucked Wonder Woman so hard to shake the earth. She could take it. Wonder Woman's pussy could probably take a real pounding. Like a Superman level pounding. Probably hit her, you could hit her pussy with the force of a Mack truck and she'd probably be fine. Not Lois Lane though. Lois Lane's probably go super slow, super light. That's gotta be torture, right? Especially if you want to really get in there.
Valid conversation, like
I bet Superman ate Wonder Woman out. Michael D. Nicola. John says.
What did John say?
John just wanted to show me that he's loving this conversation. I was trying to explain to Belle the post-nut clarity.
Yeah. Okay.
Where sometimes shame sets in as well.
In what way?
So like the way I described it was like somebody you kind of come to your senses afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling Bella, like, there have been times in my life where I've slept with women that it wasn't that they were like unattractive or anything, but like I've slept with women where it's like, oh my god, why did I fucking sleep with this person? But that's the thought I immediately have after I come. Like I come and then. I was
gonna say that did.
Yeah.
That didn't happen until after.
Yes. During I'm like, yes,
Why?
yes, and then after I'm like, oh my god, how am I here? Why am I here? Who is this person? I can't stand this person. Get me the fuck out of here. I've definitely have that. I think we've all been there, says John Amore. Well, John Amore, did you have that feeling, dude? After you came inside your ex-girlfriend's sister with her in the other room, did you have that same? Did you have that same thing? I'm only half joking. I'm like truly curious. Like what John Amore, once you had busted your nuts, were you like, oh, Fuck. Yes, you know me so well. Cause dude, I probably would have had the same thing. I actually hooked up with my friend's sister, but I wasn't dating her at the time. I was there like, what did I do? Right, yeah. No, I had sex. No, I didn't have anal sex with. I might have, I was very drunk and I took a bunch of Xanax beforehand. I may have had anal sex with my friend's sister in his parents' home movie theater basement. And I had that same epiphany. I was like, oh shit, this is not good.
Like this was a bad idea.
Yeah. This was a bad idea. I did a bad.
Kind of had that. Yeah.
You're such a
I don't think it's ever a good idea to come here.
Kinda am. I think that my testosterone levels might be too high. To be honest.
Boy, I picked a moment to tune in, eh? What's up, Lex? And then the snork theme song comes on.
Is that a John and Mort reference, Paul?
Blazing Chaos. Is the snork that thing with the fucking straw out of its head?
Yeah.
All right, that's what I thought. I don't know. I don't remember the theme like that. Howdy, howdy, sir. Howdy, Lex. Yeah, so like that's what I'm talking about. Like, there's kind of a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde vibe sometimes.
Okie doke.
They were the C versions of the Smurfs. I was young, says Blazin.
I don't know. I definitely don't think that women have the whole like shame thing with like after you masturbate though, where you're like, oh no, I'm so disgusting.
But the end product for you all happens internally, Belle. Part of the shame is the ejaculation part.
Yeah, no, that's what I said earlier. Like we don't have that. Which I think is part of it, but I still think it's a little. It's still interesting to me that's like I don't know if that's like a genetic thing or I don't know if that's like a culturally learned thing because I feel like most guys do feel that way, but I don't know why.
That they're disgusted by their own ejaculate.
Yeah.
I would say disgusted by my own ejaculate. I would say it's disgusted by the circumstances in which the ejaculate has manifested.
What does that mean?
Like I said, having sex with someone you shouldn't have, you know.
I was gonna say, like,
what a fucking philosophical way of putting it, Mike.
Micah's
I'm Mr. Fucking Velocity over here.
Did you say? It sounded like you said Mr. Velocity. Like, what the fuck is your ejaculate?
Yeah, I ejaculate like Barry Allen.
That's what he says right before he ejaculates.
I'm the fastest man alive.
Velocity.
I'm Mr. Velocity. I'm about to.
It's coming at me like bullets.
It's definitely not. KG, this sounds like BS, Mike. It's definitely not BS, KG. It really isn't. Yoji says an epiphany. You can have an epiphany. Well, then, later, Lord.
Are you drawing Loki?
I am. Thank you for noticing, Belle. For tricks.
Of course.
I wonder. How's the show been for you, Mike?
I just watched the second episode earlier today, and I fucking loved it.
And you're doing the show for it tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah. You want to join?
Man, I always have to cut out. Like, I feel awful for jumping in at the beginning and something inevitably pops up right in the middle of it, and I've got to cut out, so I feel bad.
Well, I was actually going to do
I
it a
do
little
wanna
bit
join-
earlier tomorrow.
Let's see. I do want to join, but I don't want to keep doing what I've done for the past couple times, which is rude.
Nah, listen, I'm happy to have your input for however long.
I just think we'll be right in the middle of something, like a really good conversation point, like we were last time. Doorbell will ring. It's fun though.
Oh my god!
Kind of fun.
No, it is. It is fun. I always love you because, especially because since you've been focused on, we talked on this. We talked a little bit about this on Tuesday. Since you've been super honed in on the ins and outs of storytelling and character development and story making, like you're like that's where your head is at these days. So you are super like this is like breaking down plot device, character development, story arc. Like these are the things that you are just like you're really in the headspace right now to analyze that stuff. So it's great hearing your point of view.
What I like is that we don't all agree on the same stuff, you know?
Sure.
I love that.
I mean,
What do
yeah.
you mean you can't be friends with people that you don't agree with? That's not how the world works anymore.
Not according to Twitter.
Didn't you get that memo?
I hate you, Michael.
All right. I only hate myself after I jerk off. No, I'm kidding. No, if I was that ashamed, I wouldn't talk about it here as often as I fucking do.
What you're saying is you're quite proud of yourself after you jerk off.
Proud isn't the right word. Not generally ashamed though.
Okay.
Not disappointed.
Do you see it more procedural, Mike? Do you get any pleasure out of it anymore?
You know what? Actually, depends on the day, man. Like if I'm jerking off because like it's like a monkey on my back, like I can't. I need
what does that mean?
Like I need peace of mind. You know, like
the voices in your head are going off.
You know,
I
like
feel that, man. I actually do feel that. It's something on your back.
Yeah.
You just need to get rid of it.
Sometimes you're just like horny and like it clouds your mind.
Hey, you're the best.
So yeah, if I'm like getting the poison out, kind of jerking off, like just
Jesus
like.
Christ.
Oh, hey, thank you for the follow. Then yeah, it is procedural for me. But there's sometimes where you're just like, you know, I'm going to enjoy myself. Get the lotion, Alfred.
Really?
That is the most vivid description of jacking off I've ever had in my life. Getting the poison out.
Yeah. Came for the art, followed for the jerking off. Excelente. Yes. So there are different, you know.
You have different agendas, is what you're
Yes. Yes. So I take it you haven't seen episode 2 yet of Loki, huh?
Me?
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Oh, you have? Oh, shit. Hold on to your thoughts, man. I don't want to spoil them for tomorrow if you're going to peruse by.
I don't know if I'm going to make it, but I'll hold on to it until you guys are all done talking.
Or if anything, next Tuesday we can talk about it.
Exactly. We get time.
Or you watch it after episode 3 and do a double dip.
Double dip, man.
Episode 3 double dip.
I will say I am a little, because we're 2 episodes down, so I think this is
out of how many?
I think it's another. 6. I think it's 6.
It's 6. Yeah.
So we're already a third of the season is done.
I'm worried. If it's only 6, I'm worried.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm worried as well.
Did you watch MODOK? No. Is it any good? Jonathan, should I be watching Loki? All right. Well, I can't, in good faith, tell you to watch it over the other shows, considering that it's not done yet. However, I can only say this many episodes into the either two seasons, I'm way more invested and curious about what Loki's has to offer.
But you're biased. You like this character.
Also that. Yes, my opinion is far from unbiased. Are you more of a Marvel guy than DC? I like both. I would say I'm more invested in the MCU just because of the caliber of films that have been presented to me. You know, for every Captain Marvel, there's, a handful of fun Avengers level entertainment, or Guardians of the Galaxy. For every flop, for every Iron Man 2, you have something to enjoy. You've got a Winter Soldier or something. However, it almost seems like the reverse for the DC EU. For every Wonder Woman, you get a Batman v Superman or Justice League theatrical edition, or you
Actually, the only thing they've got going for them is the animation, their animated movies.
Yeah, those are
That's
fun.
literally the only thing they've got for them.
Pretty funny, voiced by Patton Oswalt, and it's Robot Chicken Seth Green claymation. I kind of want to check that out. For whatever reason, I couldn't find the push to even watch WandaVision, says John Moore.
I haven't watched WandaVision either. I've heard it's decent.
Doesn't WandaVision have John's girlfriend in?
Yes, that Olsen woman.
He can't find the energy to watch it?
Yeah, he loves Lizzie Olsen. He loves that white woman.
I watched the first 2 episodes and that was it.
What did you think, though?
I mean, I didn't really love it, but I also have heard that it changes a lot after the first couple episodes, so...
Yes.
I don't know if I just need to keep going.
What is your metric? You watch a lot of series, right, Bill?
Mm-hmm.
What is the point in which you just kind of check out? Do you give yourself an episode count, or do you sit down and watch the whole thing all the way through?
I guess it kind of depends. It kind of depends on how much it's lost my interest. Like, if it's something where it's like, if I'm kind of interested, I'll give it more episodes. Like, I think I started watching Smoke and Bone, and I think I gave that
Shadow and Bone, you mean?
Yeah. Thank you.
Smoke and Bone is something else.
Porn, Smoke and Bone.
Yeah, Smoke and Bone is what happens at the fucking...
That comes with a free fleshlight, that fucking show.
Smoke and Bone is what happens at the Port Authority bus station.
I think I got halfway through that, but I didn't end up finishing that one either because it lost my interest. But if it's something where I put on the first episode and it's like, oh, this is just really bad.
What made you lose interest in Smoke and Bone?
I don't, honestly, I don't really know. I think it's just this. At first it was kind of interesting. I was like, oh, this has potential, but I just didn't feel like the story was captivating enough to keep my attention. I don't think. And there were things that I didn't like the way that they had written certain characters. It bugged me the fact that they would go on and on about how she was different, but she didn't. I was like, there's nothing different about her.
Yeah.
And I didn't love the twist, the bad guy twist, where it was like, oh, so and so. I was like, oh, that's stupid.
So my problem with that show was I just didn't find her an interesting character. Compared to see the the guy that owns the bar with a cane and the assassin girl. Those were really, really interesting characters. But I just lost interest because all it did was show this girl that just wasn't a very interesting character.
Yeah, I didn't like her.
She's the main character, and she's so boring compared to everyone else. I just started not rewatching it. I watched the first 2 episodes, I lost interest, and then I decided to start rewatching. So now I'm like 4 or 5 episodes in. And yeah, I could give a shit. She's clearly the protagonist of the series, and she's the character I care about the absolute least.
Yeah, I agree. I actually think that that's a big, and I don't know, I'd be willing to give it another try. Like, I didn't hate it. It just I didn't love it either, you know?
So how many episodes? Like, my question was, how many episodes do you give it? Do you like?
Well, if
Speaking
I
of,
think
you
it's
watched.
if I think it's like halfway decent and I don't hate it, I'll probably give it like 4 or 5 episodes. If it's like I think the story really sucks and it's not capturing my attention at all, I'll give it 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, I'm watching Sweet Tooth, and that's pretty good.
Is it that?
John Moore has read these books, apparently. John Moore says the guy who owns the bar, he's the star of his own book.
I started watching last night Hunters on Amazon. Al Pacino. The Jewish hunters that hunted the Nazis.
Oh, like hunted them down to like Argentina and whatnot?
Yeah. No, but there was in this. There's a lot of them are in the States.
Oh shit! A nest? Did you just say a nest of Nazis in the States?
No, it was just when a lot of them were in the States.
Yeah.
It's been alright so far. I'm 2 episodes in. It's a lot more watchable than Smoking Bone. I'm gonna call it that from now on, just like you know.
Yeah, you know, I will say about Shadow and Bone. I enjoy the world building done in that series.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what annoyed me. Like, it looked like it's got a lot of love for its like world and stuff, but like the writing for the main characters just not there.
No, I think that's it. Like, I think you guys kind of hit it. It's like, I think the world has a lot of potential and could be interesting, but I just think especially that main character is not very interesting. Some of the other ones have potential, but there's nobody that just like really captured me and was like, oh, I really love this person.
And then if that's happening, your series is off to a terrible start.
John Moore is telling us to watch a documentary on Ernest Hemingway. Is Hemingway the one that put a shotgun in his mouth in Maine or Vermont?
Spoilers, Mike. Jeez, I haven't seen the whole thing yet.
I'm actually still catching up on the Son of Sam doc.
Sons of Sam.
If I do like a series, though, I will binge watch it and
I'm the same.
finish it in like a day.
I'm the same. I'll absolutely fucking binge watch it to like the middle of the night.
Hemingway, Suicide Gun.
Series watcher.
You're not. You like movies, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do you just like the more condensed storytelling?
Because I think there's a point in this series where I go, oh, you're stretching, you know? Like, this part of the story isn't really all that critical. And so I had to kind of applaud the Marvel Disney Plus stuff, because they make things so short that you don't feel like it's filler until I watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That thing felt like a lot of filler.
Yeah, it really did.
I don't think I mind. Like, I don't know if I want to say filler, like side things, as long as they're like done well. Like if it's written well, I don't mind if it's kind of like a little side story thing. But for me, it still has to be written well. If it's not, then I don't like it.
Oh, he blew his brains out in Idaho. Hemingway.
Just Google that, or is that?
No, I Googled it. That feels like an appropriate place to kill yourself. No, I'm kidding. You guys ever been to the Panhandle in Idaho? Coeur d'Alene? It's beautiful. Some beautiful land.
Beautiful country.
John Moore says, what makes something feel like filler to you?
So there's obviously the main plot, right? Everything else that's not that. I know they want to help highlight that to say like, most of the time the conversation is around, oh yeah, it helps round out that character and gives me a better understanding of blah, blah, blah. You do your job well, you don't need the filler episode.
You just like really condensed telling.
Succinct,
yes.
I would say.
Succinct.
Hey, Mike.
Yes.
I don't want to scare anybody, but drawing is hard.
No, I'm scared.
Drawing is freaking hard, yeah.
What are you drawing right now?
It'll get really, really hard. It'll get really soft.
Pages.
Yeah, drawing comic books is especially hard.
Hey, when you were working on that small comic strip with John Moore, right?
Yes.
What was the thing? I mean, you spoke about this Tuesday. Other than the fact that you had to, it was a lot, right? You had to keep drawing. What I mean, we could probably say this for next Tuesday. We could talk about it again next Tuesday. But what was the thing that made you go like, "Fuck, man, this is a lot of work"?
You know what it is? I think it was me realizing how underprepared I was for the task, because
in what sense?
I can draw. You know, how well is debatable, right? But I can draw.
Sure, but you can draw.
Right. But drawing a comic book, even though, you know, my fundamentals are, you know, listen, they're not fucking stellar, but they're appropriate enough that I could handle the majority of, I think, what an average comic book requires. So like when it comes to perspective, composition, camera angle, I can mix it up. But something about that, putting it all together and making it read well as a sequential story was something that I was, you know, way out of my depth. And I didn't realize how out of my own depth I was until I was in it. And I was like, holy shit, this is a lot. Luckily I had John Moore.
What was the thing though? I mean, what made you realize? Well,
it was just all of it. So from like reading the script. Yeah, man. So it was like reading the script to like, okay, thumbnail times. Oh shit. Oh fucking man, these thumbnails, oh man, everything is reading stiff, everything is reading wrong. I'm not drawing the eye the right way. Then going back and like tinkering it, and then like, you know, John helped a ton. But yeah, no, I was way unprepared for the task. And the other thing is, you know, the only way that gets better is by doing it more and more and more.
Right.
But I kind of was like, all right, yeah, no. So I know that were I to revisit that task, that painstaking growth is still on the horizon, waiting for me. Should I pick it up again?
Yeah. Is that now? Are you intimidated by that idea now? It is intimidating. Incredibly overwhelming.
It is intimidating, and challenging, and maybe perhaps a little nerve-inducing, which generally I don't mind. Actually, I kind of do like. I do like facing a task that makes me nervous because it feels like that. It's the only way to get motivation and growth through tackling things that make you uncomfortable. But I don't know if I would have the grit to see it through and not give up. I don't know if I still have the love of comic book making in me to want to see that to the bitter end.
I can relate to that, brother.
Yeah. So like John and yourself, right? You must have days where it's like, this is miserable. Not always, right? Yes. But this is miserable.
No, always.
But there's enough grit and determination in you, or just love of it, or whatever it is. You've got enough to get over that hurdle.
Yeah.
I do not know if I still have that in me for this particular, in this particular instance.
For right. I was gonna say, like, for right now, you don't have it in you. Okay.
John said that's every day for me, just pain. Also, that happened right around the time you need to work at that food service place. That's right. I was working at a kitchen. I was working in the back of a kitchen at the same time, doing like 8 hours on my feet.
But that was a lot.
That was a lot. Why do you ask, Eric? What made that pop into your head?
I'm just curious as to, like, you had decent momentum, but I really felt like there was something that made you go like, whoa, this is not for me. And it's different for everybody, right? Like, some people don't time manage well. Some people come to the realization that they don't love it as much as the idea, I was wondering if there was something there that made you go like, I really, whatever your example was, I really, really like reading comics, but I don't necessarily love drawing them as much as I thought I would.
Right.
Or maybe it was, and this could be true, and it could be like, the story just didn't speak to me, in which case, suck it, John, your story sucked.
John, you're fucking horrible writing. No, John did great, and John made it fun, and it was great working with him. And listen, man, I had to tackle some issues, and actually, the more I talk about it, the more like part of me is like, it feels like unfinished business,
Always, yeah.
Where it's like, hey, there's this, if you're playing a video game, there's a side quest that you left halfway done. You didn't finish it. And it's a tickle in the back of my brain. And I don't particularly like feeling like, So actually, it does make me want to go back to it with John. John, would you be interested in that? But that's the other thing. John's super fucking busy. To boot.
I think I felt the same way with the
Run, Love, Kill. Oh fuck, that's right.
So I can completely relate to like, oh fuck, this is unfinished business, and I don't think I was as prepared as I could have. I don't, you used the term grit earlier. I don't think I had enough grit to take that to a finish, and I really feel like I let that entire team down. So it's still, from time to time, it's in the back of my mind, but I have to learn to forgive myself and move on.
Yeah. I still have those scripts, baby, says John Amore. Hey, do you know Run, Love, Kill is like still, it's always in arm's reach, Eric?
The book?
Yes. Look.
That's kind. I looked at it recently and I was like, whoa, I did so much growing since then, storytelling wise.
I need but only step 2 feet away. It's actually in camera shot to grab the
yeah.
One, two,
yeah,
three.
I looked at that and it was just like, I don't know who I was trying to impress. I think it was one of the first projects that I was working on, coming back from obscurity. And so I really wanted to pour my all into that book, but I don't know if I was having as much fun as I should have.
Do you think was the project not, not to that I in no means, way, shape, or form mean this as a dig at your friend John, right? Was it John?
Yep.
Was it that the story wasn't grabbing you?
No, because it was a collaborative effort between he and I. So, at any point, if the story wasn't working, I could have really just I could have suggested a bunch of stuff. It was really I just was not prepared. So I completely sympathize and empathize in your situation. I could not bring my A game to that book.
I feel the same when I don't finish masturbating, says Link. How rude.
Oh boy.
Never quit, Link. I'm opening up the comic.
Run love kill.
Yes.
All of those guys did such an amazing job. Each and every single one of them.
One day I will be able to bring my A game. One day I'll be able to bring my A game to Urban Animal.
Why do you want to draw Urban Animal like this John's book?
Wow, April 2015.
When that book came out? That's
yeah.
Embarrassing.
Wow, 6 years. Shit.
Feels like forever ago.
That was a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was what, 15?
Get out of here.
Bill couldn't even read at that age.
No, that's not right. It was 25, I think.
See? Bill couldn't even math at that age.
I've never been able to math, so...
Now, this is something I've never seen you do before. Did you add these clouds?
Hold on. Bring your stream up. Where are you? Here we go. I think that's Leo.
I was gonna say, the clouds don't look like you at all. And they don't quite fit this page, rather.
Yeah, this is all, like, a lot of the heavy lifting was done by Leo. I remember being very, very excited with that opening. Yuck, look at those skeleton hands, yo. Those are so ugly. Gross.
Don't be so hard on yourself.
I just didn't take anything into account. Like, I was so in love with designing that space.
You
like
really
world
designed the
building
shit
of
out of it. Yeah, look at that. Fucking Jesus, man. Look at that detail on every single panel. You might argue, Eric, and forgive me because I'm an asshole, that perhaps just as the pages sit, maybe a little bit too much on each panel.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Because I think these images, each panel individually holds up as a singular piece, you know, from like a design standpoint, from a composition standpoint. These are excellent. John Moore says I don't love the colors. Come on, man. This isn't the let's pick on Eric hour, John. You animal. You urban animal. Maybe. Wow. You really did design the shit out of these fucking this environment, man. These backgrounds. Crap.
Yeah, a lot of thought went into going in that.
Now, did you borrow some of this for Chrononauts?
No. No, this was based off of a small little digest size architectural book called Folded Architecture. And the idea was that they were giving these famous architects a giant sheet of paper in which they can create any sort of form or mass or like something with them, right? Because it's all made out of paper. Effectively like, what is it? Origami, you know, but with giant sheets of paper. And that's what the inspiration was for some of these buildings, some of the, you know, if you go back into that teleportation area, you could see like a giant sheet of paper folding over. I have not ever seen this book.
You've never seen the book?
Nope.
Why?
Mm-hmm.
You're such a weirdo.
I mean, I haven't read this book in, you know, the 6 years. You know, I'll be honest, man. I think that was a fluke, though. That one set of panels that seemed very dense. I would say that's.
I don't remember if I don't remember what was motivating it, to be honest. I hope I had a reason.
Okay, back in the sleeve for you, book. You know, I never got you to sign these. I don't know why. I always meant to.
Be happy to do it.
John Moore says, was Eric coloring it himself? No, he wasn't. Leo was. What's that dude's name?
Yeah. Olea. Leonardo Olea. Can you imagine I used to do that? Like all of those pages I did traditionally. Crazy.
Wow.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Holy. That sounds overwhelming.
Yeah, it was.
Jeff Smith published Bone twice. What people saw as published comic was actually his second. Jeff Bone actually published Bone twice. Jeff Smith. Jeff Smith, aka Jeff Bone, published Bone twice. He drew and sold it door to door before college. What people saw as a published comic was actually his second attempt, and people who bought the original knew what was going to happen.
That's cool, kind of, I guess.
I did not know that.
Should we Bone before
actually, yeah, that's actually one of the only comics that I did read as a kid.
It's a good comic. Really well drawn.
I liked it a lot.
I'm familiar with Bone, but I've never read it.
I mean, it's been a long time since I read it, because, like I said, it was one of the ones that I read as a teen, I guess.
Wait, how did you come about that title?
Yeah, right? That doesn't seem like a very you thing, Belle.
I really liked it. I found it in the library, and I don't know. I just picked it up and ended up reading it, and I really liked it.
Hey, can we talk about that? I just ran into it. I ran into a set of tweets, I guess.
Yes.
Posts where somebody was talking about comic book theft or comic book pirating. Did you read about that, Mike?
Oh, and it's been some time. But what'd you read?
Yeah, but I mean, it's the same conversation over and over again. It just sprang up again.
Oh,
where
tell me.
people are like, well, the reason why I pirate comic books is because I can't afford them.
Oh, right.
Right, and they're almost, incredibly sanctimonious about it, like,
right.
I should be allowed to get them because, I can't afford them.
Yeah,
I'm a broke guy.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a crazy thought.
Yeah.
Like,
and that makes it okay, apparently.
No.
Well, I guess as long as you're broke,
Right, like, there are plenty of other shit. That's a really dumb way of looking at it. Because what are all the other things that you can't afford that you just don't have because, to get them would be illegal, and if you got caught, you'd go to jail or you'd be in big trouble. So you do without, right?
You do without.
Yeah.
Oftentimes that's the answer. Do without.
Yeah, because those are the rules. If you can't afford it, you don't get to listen, man. I would love to drive around in a brand new BMW, but guess what? I can't afford it, so I don't go out there and steal one because I'm not entitled to it, just because I want it and can't afford it, right? So I never understood.
BMW is.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
No, I just never understood the sanctimonious nature of people who steal things on the internet and then get high and mighty about it.
Well, something like books, you could always go to a library. That is an option.
Oh my gosh, you don't know how many people threw up well, I don't have a library near me.
Oh, fuck off.
Yada. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I grew up in the middle of nowhere, and we actually couldn't get access. Like, we had a really hard time getting access to a library because we technically had like a little library in our town. So we had to pay for a library card, but like, even with that, like, we still had access to a library. I mean, I guess, I'm sure there are some people that don't, but I feel like most people have a library near them.
I think what your point is, if you were really so motivated to do things, the right way, I guess you would say, the lawful way,
yeah,
you would find your way to going about doing it, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
But these dum-dums are actually out there, again, in the most entitled manner possible, saying like, oh yeah, well that manga hasn't been released at all in English, so yeah, I'm gonna download it so I can read it.
Yeah, no, listen. I've sailed the high seas allegedly a time or two in my day. You just have to fucking call a spade a spade. I'm not stealing bread for my family so they can live.
Some of these conversations are happening with international people as well. Just Twitter having a pretty decent international contingent, saying like, hey, just because people are suggesting comicsology is $10 a month, you could read as many. It's like, well, I live in a thing where the basic average income is only X amount. $10 is a huge deal, and it goes back to what you said earlier, which is like, well then, motherfucker, you just can't afford it. Don't. You're talking about having just enough income to make things about necessity, not about these extra flourishes. So I don't understand your point. What you're saying is because I can't afford it, I'm gonna steal it. And the other one, and I don't know where you stand on this because I'm still conflicted about it. Okay, they're like, well, I don't support stealing from like smaller creators, but if it's a big thing like, DC or Marvel, then I don't care because it's a big company.
Right.
Where do you guys stand on that?
Well, listen, if you're taking out of pockets of someone like a Jeff Bezos or people when it comes to Disney, people specifically have no love for the corporation, so they do feel like, fuck it, I don't want Disney having any of my money. I don't support them, but I still want this media, so here I go. It's all shit. Yeah. It's a shitty thing to do. Stealing is stealing, and especially this kind of thing, because there is no Aladdin metaphor here. You're not Robin Hood. You're stealing for your own pleasure and leisure. You don't get to get on You don't get to then turn around and be on a high horse and talk about how, woe is me, look what you made me do, I now have to steal. No, you don't have to. You want to. You did a shitty thing, and the shitty thing that you do sometimes hurts creators. And that's something you just have to come to terms with.
Do we even have to go down that creators avenue? Can't we just stop at like you did a shitty thing, you know? Yeah, sure, you did it to Jeff Bezos, who probably doesn't look twice at you as he's flying over you with his like $50 million plane, but you did a shitty thing. Period. I don't know how people can get behind that, you know? What do you think, Bo? Frankie?
Yeah, I mean...
I'm not half asleep, because it's 4 in the morning.
No. Like, I'm not here anymore. I don't know, I think it's one of those things where it's like, I feel like it's not like the worst crime in the world, and I don't really think that it's gonna like stop anytime soon. Like people are gonna steal. I'm not saying that, but yeah, it's not great. I don't see how you can be like, oh yeah, I don't understand why you'd be on a high horse about it, because obviously it's stealing. So
yeah,
it's not like a great thing that you're doing, you know? Like,
right.
They're saying it's allowable because it's against a large corporation, you know, because fuck Jeff Bezos, because fuck whomever, you know, fuck Disney, fuck, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But I'm like, yeah, I mean, okay, but that's.
No. It's.
I mean, it's still stealing. It's.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still stealing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Again, I guess there's a part of me that's like, well, if you're absolutely going to do it, like, it's less harmful to those, like, you're than like a small creator. But yeah, if you're like getting down to like the morality of it,
right,
then like stealing is stealing, you know.
I think that's the part that they can't quite wrap their minds around.
Yeah, there's no.
That it's still stealing. You know?
Yeah, no, there's no justification or morality in it. You're not saving the day. You're not a hero. You're not sticking it to the man, because there are plenty of people who still pay for this, whatever it is that you're taking. And yeah, it's not. You don't need it to survive. If you don't read a manga or watch an anime because you refuse to pay for Crunchyroll, so you torrent it instead. You just you did a selfish, shitty thing. That's it.
I don't mind it so much, right? Just don't make it seem like woe is you, you know? Like,
yeah. No. Yeah, no. You don't. Yeah. Most, like I said, there are plenty of things that I can't afford, and I don't steal them. I just don't experience them because I can't afford them. I mean, to what point is it really stealing? Well, you know, Link, it's stealing when someone offers a product to the public in exchange for capital, and you decide, I'm not going to pay for this. I'm going to take this without paying for it. Stealing. Yeah. You know, thievery.
I don't. That's pretty fucking basic.
Yeah.
I think it's just like the weirdest part is, well, why the fuck, like, are you bragging about it over the internet? That's probably one way of putting it. Like,
yeah. Also,
the funny thing is the person who put up the thing, the original, like, can we stop shaming people for stealing, you know, for downloading comic books or whatever illegally? Can we stop shaming people for doing that? That account is a troll account. They just they just throw everything out there and hopefully something sticks, and this one happened too. But it's the people who came out of the woodwork going like, what the heck? Why are people being shamed for downloading comic books illegally? And you're like, oh fuck, that troll account, you know,
it hits
probably wasn't expecting that kind of reaction, you know.
That's interesting.
Plenty of creators who aren't getting extra money they could use from royalty due to lost sales. Well, the other argument that you can make, and this isn't in support of stealing whatsoever. This is just, I think what I've seen comic book artists and similar creators who see their work getting stolen, they assume that the people who are stealing their work are the same people that would pay for it. And I don't think that's the
Right.
case.
That's a weird correlation.
Yeah. I think the same people that are stealing your stuff, if it hadn't been available for them to steal, I don't think their money is yours. So if you see a thing that you've
They'll
made,
make it seem.
yeah,
Yeah. Don't think this is because it was downloaded 5,000, 6,000 times. That was $6,000 worth of lost sales. That's not happening. That's not
Right.
how that works.
yeah. Alex says, aesthetically speaking, Loki is worth a view. I agree. I think of all the 3 shows that Disney has put forth, the prettiest, at least the one that I find most visually stimulating, from the cinematography to the design, is the Loki series.
I tell you, I've listened to a handful of YouTubers who reviewed the Loki series, and they actually claim that it's the cheapest looking one. And I go, "Are we watching?"
Yeah, what the fuck?
Wait, what?
I was like, "Are we watching the same?"
Are they watching the same show? What the
Yeah.
fuck, man?
It's the cheapest show, cheaper than WandaVision.
WandaVision, dude? No
Yeah.
way.
I know. I was a little surprised. We're not watching the same show.
No. Plenty of creators who aren't getting extra money they could use from Molo due to lost sales also fucked up low sales numbers leading to cancellations. But I don't think those two go hand in hand. I think matter of fact, man, I don't even know the people that are stealing your stuff are necessarily reading your stuff.
Yeah. I'd be curious to know, and if there's data behind this, what the click-through rate is, you know?
Yeah.
Like upon download, how many of them stick around for the whole thing? Or how many of them see the first 3 pages and be like, I'm out, you know? But that still counts as a download, right?
Right. Neil deGrasse Tyson once had an interesting point of view because people asked him about his show Cosmos from years ago. And they're like, Neil, what do you say to those people who said they don't have Netflix or whatever it was that was being aired, so they downloaded your show illegally, Cosmos? And he said, well, to be honest, as an educator, I wish my show was available for free so that anyone can view it. So I would ask, if you can't afford the show or there's no way for you to experience the show, he essentially said, if you can't afford it and I would rather you experience it than not. I would rather you learn about the things that we speak on there. We speak on the show Cosmos. But if you can, please pay for it. I think that was his point of view. But he's in a unique circumstance there. That's,
Yeah.
He's an educator.
Absolutely.
WandaVision was expensive. It cost millions to cover everything in gray paint for that first episode. That would be an interesting study. I did a bad thing. Downloaded Meta Barons, then proceeded to drop $100 for the physical copy. What's Meta Barons?
Sure, a Tarkovsky book.
Oh, I'll be honest. There have been in the
really
past.
good.
In the past, I've downloaded comics just to see if I'd like them or not. But then I've gone around and I've bought the trade, which still is not good. It's still stealing. It was my version of going into a Barnes and Noble and perusing to see if I'd like something. Yeah.
I was always one of the people that would see if I was to download something, I would generally like go and buy it like once I'd download it just to test it. See like the way back in the day like you used to get demos for games.
Yes.
Like, I would test it and then go, right, 9 times out of 10 I'd enjoy it and go, right, I'm going to buy this, and then it would be the reason I'd go and buy the product.
Can I ask you something, Frankie? Like, if you didn't have that system in place, would you still have bought the game, or would you have been more hesitant to do it?
I'd be more hesitant because of the price of certain games. Like, certain games are so fucking expensive.
Sure,
But I would never. I would never like if it was only like stuff that I'd actively was considering buying in the first place that I would even consider downloading. So it's the more that was more my mindset of it. Like this is something I'm generally probably going to buy, and I'd like to test it first, and then if I didn't like it, I'd just fucking deleted it. Because usually I'd play it for 5-10 minutes and then go, right, I'll probably end up buying this as soon as it comes out. Or because usually back in the day when I was doing it, because it was usually just PC games, like it was usually like the day before the download would go up. So it was a good means of testing before I purchased games.
Yeah.
That was always the mindset I was though. Those people that obviously fucking download a game, play the full thing, then never give it a second thought. Do you know what I mean? But I'm kind of the person that would I would download, but then most of the time, 9 times out of 10, I would actually purchase the thing I downloaded.
Yeah. I'm wondering if there's a business that you can, there's some businessing that you can do. Why I asked that, Frank, is like, okay, so let's say somebody is a little bit hesitant in trying to buy my forthcoming creator-owned book, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if there's a mechanism that I can implement where I'm like, you can actually read this entire thing. You can actually read issue 1.
What if you just had like some of the pages available?
Yeah, some of the like 1 or 2 chapters. Like you can easily do like 1 or 2 chapters as free.
That makes sense.
And then,
because if they like it, then they would, get it. Because basically the same thing as like a demo.
Yeah.
Right.
John says, the reality is that there's a sector of society that thinks stealing something is enough effort to deserve that thing.
What do you mean, John? What are you talking about, John?
I think John
wants.
Oh, go on.
Because I was always like someone that never understood the like people in the sense of like they would download some because it was never. I was never like about downloading films because like 9 times out of 10 back in the day, like fucking film quality was absolutely atrocious on like pirate quality stuff. So it's like it was never really that with me. It was always just really games because I'm as fucking hardcore a gamer as you can get. I've played fucking literally everything you can think of. So that was really the only reason I ever downloaded games because like. Especially the way the games industry is now, right? There's like so much. I don't do it as much anymore, but like especially the way it is now, like you're paying like $70-$80 for a game, and then if it's fucking trash, you're just like, what the fuck?
You're shit out of luck.
Because you're so shit out of luck. So it was like really good back like pre-2010. Just like fucking mostly for like it was mostly like for strategy games and stuff I done it for. So I fucking love my strategy games, but I don't do it anymore. I can't even remember the last time I was on the fucking Pirate Bay.
Yeah, me neither. Huh.
There may allegedly be some TV shows that I don't that I don't now. Here's the thing, I subscribe to a lot, dude. Netflix, Amazon Prime, Spotify, Hulu, Apple TV, HBO Max, Disney Plus. Those are just off the top of my head. There might even be some shit I'm paying for that I don't even realize. But there's still some things that fall through the cracks. And when it comes to those, I may allegedly sail the high seas for those things. Because fuck it, man. Paying so much goddamn money as it is, I'll do a shitty thing. But
because
I'm not going to justify it, you know?
Yeah,
it's shitty.
Because see, with you saying that, right, about like them basically everything's becoming TV channels again. Is basically the best way to describe it, right? Like they're, as far as I'm concerned, like sailing on very thin ice to the point that a lot of people are going to go full back onto pirating their TV shows and stuff like that, because like, and I'm not it's like obviously like agreeing with people doing that. I'm just more meaning if you're going to like spread like TV and stuff so thinly, rather than like culminating it all together into one or maybe one or two at the very least like systems where people can just buy these two and they get everything that they want, then it's fucking inevitable. Because like you can't expect people to pay fucking $10 per show, like per
service, streaming service,
and it just adds up. Yeah, streaming service, and it just adds up and adds up and adds up. Because it used to be back in the day, it was just like Netflix, and Netflix did have practically like a lot of stuff, like to the point that it was causing piracy to go down. Do you know what I mean? So it's like there is the means there. It's just like the big companies are just like, fuck it, if Netflix can make money off it, we can make money off it. Instead of let's all fucking do it together, we can all make money together.
Here's what John Moore says. John Moore says the Philippines doesn't have Disney Plus, but I watch Mandalorian though. So there you go. He's a filthy, dirty stealer. That John Moore. Law breaking. International thief. Jonathan Amore.
Because they don't have Disney Plus.
Because you know what, I'll take the pirates thing a little bit further, right? So Games Workshop, right? You know Games Workshop, they make like Warhammer 40k, they make the fantasy, they make the tabletop, right? So they've made it, so they've banned anyone from using 3D printed models in their stores for gaming. So it's, I've always thought that was quite interesting, that that level that's coming in. They don't want people that have obviously done their own thing, and because there's a few people that have just been fucking, there's been a few people that put obviously the schematics online for like their models, and some people have been obviously just sitting fucking printing them.
And what's Games Workshop trying to do? They're trying to prevent them from playing it.
Yeah, they're just preventing people from like that have 3D printed the models from playing in the stores. Because that's quite surprising. That's quite popular here. I don't actually know how they obviously like vet that, because but the only thing I could probably say is like there must be the cast quality of 3D prints must not be as good as.
But I've been to a Games Workshop with friends here in the United States, right? Yeah. Like I've been into like one of the, I don't know if they're around anymore, or at least as much as they used to back when I went, but they don't check you at the door. They don't say like, hey, open your whatever, the little case with all your figures in it, and allow us to inspect it to see if the print quality is high.
Yeah, because it was just recently they made that a thing, but I don't obviously know how they're going to like
how they enforce it,
Yeah, because like the only thing I could possibly think is because like even like if someone's a good painter, how the fuck are you going to tell? If someone's a good actual painter, you're not going to be able to tell. And then also like the only way you could probably do that is have like some sort of like micro code on the base, or like on the plastic, but that's just too much, like, because even then like people would just go out and buy the bases. But I have no idea how they're going to micromanage that. Maybe it's just like a warning shot across the bow that they're trying to get across, but obviously no one that 3D prints is going to fucking care. They're like,
Dude, you could 3D print fucking guns, man. You think fucking...
Yeah.
The Warhammer people are gonna shut that down?
You know, I think that I can imagine how 3D printing one of their little figures or whatever really hurts their bottom line. You know.
Yeah, especially because like it's just so insane how well Games Workshop does, but especially because the price they drive their stuff at.
Mm-hmm.
The model prices are actually insane. I used to collect a lot myself, but it just got too expensive.
I mean, then in that case, it's just the same conversation as comics, right? Like, you don't want to buy it because it's too expensive. But it makes me laugh because a 3D printer isn't inexpensive. But I guess once you invest in one, you can get as many downloaded models as you can get your hands on and just print them out that way. But they're not inexpensive. They're less expensive than what they used to be, but you still have to invest in one.
Yeah, I guess it just depends on like how much you're doing. Like if you're really into something, it might be a good long-term investment.
Right.
I would definitely say it is in the sense of like Games Workshops. Like say you 3D printed a full army, like and you're a very skilled painter, you could make a lot of money, like just sitting printing an army and selling it to people. Because if you go into some of the sites, like you could sell like an army would be like, let's say $100, right? You could then like probably sell it for like close to 500 if it's well painted. So like if you're able to 3D print that, you could make a lot of money.
How much time would that take though?
It really depends on how skilled you are. Like if you like one guy that I knew, he was amazing. Like he could probably paint like 30-40 models in like about 24 hours.
Fuck, man. I guess talented.
He must have his entire process down.
That guy must be drowning in pussy.
What the hell?
I thought that's where we were going with this. That guy fucks.
Yeah. A guy who paints little figurines is drowning in fucking... Get out of here, Michael.
I am gonna get out of here, matter of fact, because I just fucking realized I meant to get off a little while ago.
God, it is
but
what the heck?
It's fucking 12 a.m.
It's
here.
5 a.m. here.
And I got some other stuff to do.
All right, kids. You guys have a good night.
Alright, have a good night.
You too, dude.
Kennedy, where are you going?
Right here. I'm right here. I'm waiting for your phone call.
All right. I'm going right from this to you. We're gonna host Cryomera because she's really sweet. I hope you guys enjoyed me sketching Loki. Oddly enough, I was actually able to sketch a whole figure today off the top of my head. Just for funsies. Rare that I'm actually able to do any fucking work fucking chatting with you guys, but goddamn if it wasn't a good time. Y'all are awesome. I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you, Seki. Thank you, John. Thank you, Blazin. Thank you, Link. Thank you, Yoji. Thank you, everybody else. I miss KG, Evo, Frankie, you beautiful, beautiful Scotty. I'll catch you tomorrow, hopefully. We'll dig into Loki. Bye.